It was like literally a waterfall of brown. That's how the accident was described by a homeowner that was affected. Ew. Maybe infected would be a better word to use. We'll tell you about this waterfall of brown coming up at 6:20 on WSGW. You are with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan, your morning team. It is 6:06. It is a Friday. We've got 57 degrees now. Should be hitting about 78 for a high today. Maybe more cloudy than anything else, but we think dry through the bulk of the day. Maybe some liquid later on. Forecast is coming. Sports, another tough one for our Tigers and the Loons again last night. NBA Draft Day 2. Make sure you're aware of what's going on in Midland at the Country Club for the Dow Championship. Kim Commando at 6:25. How to eliminate a privacy risk when you use a rental car. News now continues in the newsroom. And Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. A Genesee County man recently reported missing has been found dead. Police say a 33-year-old Austin James Berger, who they described as a vulnerable adult, went missing June 23rd. He was last seen in the 16,000 block of Highland Trail in Fenton Township. Police say Berger's body was discovered around 4 p.m. yesterday in Marl Lake in Fenton Township. According to police, the cause of death appears to be accidental drowning. They say there are no indications of foul play at this early stage of the investigation. After being fired from her job for tasing a fellow corrections officer, a former Saginaw County jail employee has been charged with a misdemeanor. Angeline Young was a corrections officer for the Saginaw County Sheriff's Department. On March 24th, Young allegedly deployed a taser at the other officer, who is not seriously injured. The incident was recorded on surveillance video. According to the department, the incident was a practical joke, though the victim was unaware of Young's actions until it was too late. She was fired June 12th and is now charged with assault and battery. She is currently free on bond. State Representative Timmy Beeson has successfully secured an amendment aimed at protecting Bay City residents and businesses from new toll enforcement measures. Beeson won the amendment this week to protect Bay City businesses and families from toll rules in House Bill 5733. The bill requires the Secretary of State to enforce tolls, but now it will only apply to international bridges, excluding Liberty and Independence bridges in Bay City. Beeson argued the change was necessary to prevent complications for locals, including rental companies and families and travelers affected by unpaid tolls. He emphasized the amendment provides a sensible solution to local issues. Beeson has colleagues who has supported the amendment. Results are in from the Great Lakes Bay Junior Golf Championship held at Midland's Curry Golf Course on June 17th. The event was established in partnership with First Tee Eastern Michigan, open to both boys and girls ages 10 to 18 who reside or attend school in Bay, Isabella, Midland, and Saginaw counties. There were 3 age divisions within the event: 10 to 12, 13 to 15, and 16 to 18. 68 kids in all participated in the event. The winner of the girls ages 10 to 12 was Lydia Wilson, and the boys' winner was Aiden Beebe. The boys' winner for 13 to 15 was Evan Wenzel, and Alexis Hines for the girls. In the boys' 16 to 18 division, first place went to Colton Lower, while Sophie Lee took first place for the girls. Each division's winners received personalized trophies during the Wednesday opening ceremonies of the Dow Championship LPGA Golf Tournament. WSGW News Time 6:09.
Finding the right home for your family is a special feeling. Finding the right home loan to make it happen should feel just as good. At Members First Credit Union, we know home loans inside out, so we're here to help you every step of the way. From home buying education to an affordable mortgage, because there's nothing we love more than seeing people in the door. Learn more at mfcu.net/mortgage. Home lending from Members First Credit Union, for the joy of it. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
I worked on the ranch here, first with my grandfather and then my dad. On this land, we do have a lot of sun, but also have a lot of wind. So having the turbines on the ranch is a benefit to us. I was apprehensive about the whole project, but now I think it's a win-win for everybody. We will produce power for the folks around this area, and this land will have a legacy. As a rancher, I think that's what we really hope for.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
WSGW News Time 6:10. 2 men were found dead in a Grant Township drainage ditch early Thursday morning. Sheriff's deputies found a Ford Escape upside down in the ditch, and the 2 males, a 21-year-old from Sparta and a 22-year-old from Fremont, were pronounced dead at the scene. The incident remains under investigation, though police believe the driver attempted to turn around in the road but went off the road and overturned into the ditch. The statewide crackdown on illegal guns continues in Michigan. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist visited Clinton Township, announcing alongside law enforcement that 660 illegal guns have been taken off the street. It's one focus of Operation Safe Neighborhoods, a major push to cut down on crime and reduce gun violence. Gilchrist says gun violence is an issue we're forced to confront constantly.
The scourge of gun violence is something that we have confronted too often, too consistently, and in too many places. It's an unfortunate reality that almost everybody in Michigan, just like everyone in America, has this one thing in common, that they know someone who's been directly impacted by gun violence. Either they themselves, a family member, a friend, a neighbor, someone they're connected to.
Gilchrist says Michigan is a Midwest leader in the fight against illegal guns. A beautiful summer day calls for ice cream. However, 67 popular brands have been recalled due to a possible listeria contamination. Those brands include Hershey's Ice Cream, Friendly's, and Abelin's Frozen Bakery. Listeria symptoms include fever, headache, stiffness, and nausea. The products were distributed nationally, though no illnesses have been reported. And Charlie, while we're seeing a slowdown in the growth of electric vehicles, one trend is not slowing down: the slow but steady disappearance of vehicles that only run on gasoline. Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert explains.
Come 2030, only about a third of sales will be of vehicles that only have a gasoline engine. A forecast from Alex Partners sees growth in hybrids and particularly plug-in hybrids. Auto Practice leader Mark Wakefield sees plug-ins as a way for many to ease into pure EVs.
The North American growth comes in part because of the lack of charging infrastructure, and that charging is like number 1, 3, and 5 on the list of people avoiding a battery electric vehicle who would otherwise intend towards it.
Wakefield says if you combine battery electrics and plug-in hybrids into a category he calls NIVs, new electric vehicles, you'll see 32% growth globally this year alone. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
Okay. It continues to be tracked when the future of whatever type of automobile is discussed. It is 6:14 on WSGW. Let's discuss weather. Doing that is WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with increasing dew points through the day for your Friday. We could see a couple of isolated showers after 5 o'clock this evening, but any rain that falls before sundown is still expected to stay pretty light. It's through the overnight tonight and your Saturday morning where we see more scattered rain and thunderstorms picking up, giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. That is just an isolated risk, but all types of severe weather are possible, so we do want to make you aware of that. It's primarily a wind gust threat still, but some hail can't be ruled out, and if a storm interacts with the lake breeze near Lake Huron, we can't rule out an isolated tornado too. By Saturday, a high of 82, then 71 on Sunday with partly to mostly sunny skies. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Got a barometer of 3004 steady, got a wind out of the southeast. Well, it's about 5. We're showing clouds. We're showing 57 degrees from WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. Puts us at 6:15 on WSGW, puts us in position for the sports next on WSGW.
Welcome to Meijer. This week, you can buy 5, save $5. With so many mouths to feed, I love the buy 5, save $5 sale. Yeah, and don't forget, you can mix or match more than 1,500 items, like Pepperidge Farm Classic Buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Ooh, I'll look for those and lots more. Thanks.
Buy 5, save $5 this week at Meijer, and pay the same low price in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but You have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hey, we're doing sports for you on WSGW. It's 6:16. Let's talk Tigers baseball. Not much to talk about from last night out west, and so it was not a game that didn't start until around 9:40. But it was a quick game, only a couple of hours, as the Tigers lost to the Angels 5-0. That's because the Tigers only had 4 hits. Bradley Green had 2 of those. Tigers didn't get a walk. Jack Flaherty, he gave up all 5 runs in just 5 2/3 innings of 7 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. His personal 4-game winning streak was snapped. For the Angels, it was Davis Daniel who was the star, making his first ever Major League start. Now, he had been out of the bullpen in the last year for the Angels, but his first ever Major League start, 8 shutout innings. Tigers at the Angels tonight, a 9:10 broadcast on 790 AM WSW, and Kenta Maeda is going to be on the mound. Some baseball notes from last night. Kansas City beat Cleveland 2-1. Minnesota throttled Arizona 13-6. White Sox used 5 pitchers to shut out Atlanta 1-0. Baltimore crushed 4 home runs and beat the Texas Rangers 11-2. Toronto beat up the Yankees 9-2. George Springer, 2 3-run homers in back-to-back innings. Lake County Captains defeat our Great Lakes Loons 13-3. Now, this was a close game into the 6th inning. Loons were trailing just 2-1, but then the Captains blew the game open with 5 runs in the 6th and then 6 more in the 8th. For the Loons, Jordan Thompson, he had 2 hits and 2 RBI. Kyle Nevin, he had 2 hits as well. Loons at the Captains tonight at 7 o'clock. NBA, second round of the draft. The Pistons actually, earlier in the day yesterday, traded the 53rd pick the Pistons owned to Minnesota, and the Pistons get Wendell Moore and move up to the 37th pick. And with the 37th pick, the Pistons selected Bobby Quintman, a 6'9" forward from Sweden, most recently played in the NBL in Australia. Some hockey notes. Saginaw Spirit released the preseason schedule of 5 games of the regular season, before the regular season will take place. With the first 3 games of a weekend showcase at Kitchener with Brantford, Erie, and Kitchener. That's August 30th, 31st, and September 1st. Then the Spirit will take some time off before playing September 18th with the Sioux. The only home preseason game this year for the Spirit will be September 22nd. Hey, yesterday, former Detroit Red Wings general manager Ken Holland, he's been with the Oilers for the past 5 seasons. He parted ways with Edmonton yesterday. Kenny is now 68 years old. Remember, he won 3 Stanley Cups in his long tenure with the Red Wings. He actually helped the Oilers to be in the playoffs in all 5 years that he was at the GM position, but Oilers ended up losing in the Stanley Cup final this year to Florida. The Dow Championship, the first round was played yesterday. Remember, this is the team event for the LPGA, playing at the Midland Country Club. And after day 1, you had 3 teams that were tied for the lead. Jennifer Kupcho and Allie Ewing, that was one team. Shaneti Wanasan and Jaravi Bunchant, the second team. And Roni Yin and Ataya Thirikul, the third team, all tied for the lead at 6 under par at the Dow Championship. At the Rocket Mortgage, the PGA event, that's being played in Detroit. So 2 big golf tournaments, both played in Michigan. Akshay Bhatia, he leads by 1 after the first round. And remember, this is the PGA debut of 15-year-old Miles Russell. He shot a 2 over. He's 10 shots back. Your sports on WSGW, and we're at 6:20.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Business, but you're on a budget? Think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus, same-day service is available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. N76, visit staples.com/print for details.
The witness described it as literally a waterfall of brown. Your morning team, you are with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan on WSGW. We're at 621. We often talk about accidents, traffic accidents, especially when we have things that might be disrupting traffic in our area. Let's hope we never have an accident like this to have to report.
Was it water that was falling?
Oh, if only. Well, it was liquid.
Oh, no.
Residents of a neighborhood in Connecticut were jarred out of their homes the other day when a truck crash took place. A truck collided with the car and rolled over and spilled its cargo. The cargo was a truck that was hauling liquid manure. And that's where your waterfall of brown is, according to one of the homeowners. All of a sudden, we see sewer coming out of the truck, and it just flooded down our property. And there's video evidence. This is a car that was splashed.
Oh, it was a white car.
Yeah.
It is not anymore.
Had to be. Yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit more for you. So there's that car. I think you'll give there's the truck that actually rolled over. And then check out this in this front lawn. Well, that's the house.
It was a white house.
Yeah. And that's the front lawn.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that just delicious?
Everybody involved said, "Oh no," but in a much more vulgar manner.
The word was appropriate, I would say. Cleanup has already started. It was so bad that for the lawn areas, they actually had to dig down 4 inches in, to make sure that nothing seeped beyond that. And they'll come back and they'll apply fresh material and seed to replace everything that got dug up.
Probably had to have like hazmat teams on the scene.
Oh, yeah. That's just the crash is still under investigation. No one was injured. So some people are having a little fun with it, as you can imagine. But not. Is that like covered under your homeowner's insurance? What do you?
Is there a manure crashing your house clause?
Do I need a special rider for that?
Why would they clean up the front lawn? I mean, it's free fertilizer.
Well, I'm sure
there's fertilizer and then there's toxic manure.
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm sure that you almost like supplied a year's worth or maybe several years worth all at once. And probably not good.
Probably not the best idea.
No, but on the morning team page, we'll put up a picture of it
if you want to see it,
and I'll put the video up too. Just little Connecticut neighborhood now has
what's that thing that Jeff Goldblum says in Jurassic Park? That's a whole lot of.
That is one big pile of.
Yes,
one big pile. Yeah.
That is a great line.
Yep.
Should have used it. Beeped it out, of course, but should have used it. Kim Commando is coming up next on WSGW. How to eliminate a privacy risk that you might face if you are using a rental car. You want to make sure that you do this, Kim Commando says, and she'll tell you coming up next.
I'm Paul Young, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Build the wall. Deport illegals. Put America first. That's Paul Young's plan. The conservative choice for Congress. Pro-Trump and proud of it. Paul Young will secure our border and bring back Michigan jobs. Young served in President Trump's administration, enforcing immigration law to keep illegals out. That's why Young's been with Trump since 2016 and never wavered. But Mary Draves, she serves Democrats. Gretchen Whitmer handpicked Draves to her climate council to push tax hikes and mandates on Michiganders. It's no wonder why Draves backed Biden's Green New Deal and opposed Trump's policies to protect American workers. Draves even donated to Trump-hating Democrats who tried to impeach him. We can't trust Mary Draves to stand with Trump, and Michigan can't afford to send her to Congress. Paid for by Paul Young for Congress.
With Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal, you can get your choice of a sausage or bacon, egg, and cheese English muffin with small seasoned potatoes.
And with all that for just $3, it really is a proper breakfast, wouldn't you say? Huh? With a light and fluffy toasted English muffin and crispy seasoned potatoes. Go on, Catherine, give it a go.
Okay. Jolly good morning.
Ah, close love. Grab a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal for a limited time.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Select a request English muffin deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders. Single item at regular price. Prices are higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
This is Christiana Malagata, your host of That's What She Said, the newest show on Sunday evenings at 6 o'clock here on WSGW. Join me each week to hear from women from all walks of life around the Great Lakes Bay region and spill the tea on women empowerment. We will have uplifting conversations about topics from entrepreneurship to motherhood and more. Listen Sunday evenings at 6 o'clock on WSGW, 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
The first thing we do in a rental car is pair up our phone for directions, calls, and music. But there is a privacy risk if you don't take this very important step. I'm Kim Commando for StartMail. Tired of big tech tracking your email? Get a 7-day free trial and 50% off at startmail.com/Kim. Before returning a rental car, you need to remove your phone from the paired devices. Your phone transfers all sorts of data to the car: contacts, call logs, text messages, even your navigation history. All that personal info just sits there unless you delete it. Here's how. In the car's infotainment system, head into the car's Bluetooth settings. Remove your phone from the list of paired devices. This way, your contacts, call history, and other personal data won't be left for the next renter to see, or who knows who else. If you really want to play it safe, do a complete factory reset on the car's infotainment system. This wipes everything clean, any sensitive info that you've shared. Get Tech Smart the easy way with my free newsletter at getkim.com. Big tech is taking over everything, and that includes your email too. They're constantly trying to track us and what we see in our inboxes. The good news is that you can take back control if you know about the right tools. StartMail is the easy-to-use alternative to big tech email. It was built entirely with your privacy in mind and includes features like unlimited disposable email aliases. You can use them for anything, from selling stuff online to accessing coupon codes. Worried about moving from the account that you've had forever? Don't be. StartMail's email and contact migration tool makes switching email providers simple. With just a few clicks, you can transfer all of your important info to your new StartMail account. Protect your email from advertisers, government surveillance, and spam right now. Go to startmail.com/Kim for a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first year. Now, including a business plan. StartMail with a T. That's startmail.com/Kim. You need to check this out right now. Startmail.com/Kim. Startmail.com/Kim.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Coming up, we'll have some fun with a Friday flashback song, a song that is actually a cover. Something I never knew, but now I know. And you'll know too. Song you probably rarely don't hear anymore, but it was number one for a couple of weeks. That's the Friday flashback coming up. Charlie, Mike, Jonathan, you on WSGW this Friday, heading into the final weekend in June, with a day that's probably going to be more cloudy than anything else, but dry. We think any rain probably later this afternoon toward tonight. We'll get to that forecast coming up. Right now it's 57, maybe a 78 high today. Let's get back into the WSGW newsroom. Here's Mike Bircha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Multiple fire departments responded to Bay County's Hampton Township last night for a fire at a trucking company. According to witnesses, smoke from a pole building fire at McFarland Trucking and Excavating at 930 North Wagner Road could be seen for miles around the area. Crews arrived on the scene around 8 o'clock and were able to put the fire out in about an hour and a half. The pole building contained semi-trucks, personal vehicles, and boats. Officials say the building was a total loss. However, no injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The names of 2 teens killed in separate shooting incidents in Genesee County have been released. On Tuesday, a shootout at a house on Hilton Lane in Beecher resulted in the death of 17-year-old Kamari Lindsay. A second 17-year-old was critically injured in that incident, but is expected to survive. An 18-year-old male suspect was arrested in connection with the shooting. Police say in another shooting in Flint on Wednesday, 2 male victims were shot and killed in the 1300 block of Banbury Place. 15-year-old Dom Ward was one of the victims, while a 13-year-old boy was also killed. His name has not been released at this time. No suspect information is available in that incident. The police say, however, the 2 incidents may be related. A crash in Saginaw yesterday morning knocked out power to about 20 residents. According to WNEM TV5, the crash occurred around midnight in the area of Davenport Avenue and Taft Street when an SUV struck a utility pole. The vehicle continued on for about a block, according to reports, crossing 3 lanes of traffic before crashing into a resident's yard. It's not clear if anyone was injured in the crash. Consumers Energy crews responded to the scene to repair the damaged pole and restore power. That crash remains under investigation. The company overseeing Bay City's electrical grid has released a roadmap for reducing power outages in the city's south end. Bay City Electric Light and Power says the $874,000 project will reinforce the area's power infrastructure after 5 unrelated large-scale outages in the south end since December 31st. The plan calls for strengthening of the 26th Street ground grid and substation by the end of July, followed by inspections and repairs of the area's 4 main circuits, as well as vegetation clearing around them. After that, crews will begin improvements to the substation's 46 kilovolt metering and switching, something the company says can't begin until temperatures cool down in the fall. Bay City Electric Light and Power officials anticipate work to be done by July 1st, 2025. The Flint Mass Transportation Authority has announced the addition of 2 new energy-efficient buses to its fleet. Thanks to a $4.3 million grant from the Federal Transit Administration, the MTA was able to buy 2 new hydrogen fuel cell buses as part of its Project Zero MTA Flint Reducing Emissions through Hydrogen Fuel Cell Transit Development. The buses are replacing diesel-powered buses near the end of their lives. The MTA is also supplementing its fleet with electric vehicles, receiving $4.7 million for 5 electric buses and electric vehicle charging stations. Consumers Energy, in partnership with the MTA, has also donated an additional electrical bus. MTA officials say the long-term goal is to replace its entire fleet with alternative fuel vehicles. The MTA has saved more than $4.5 million over the past 5 years when it began its zero emissions goal. WSGW News Time, 6:33.
Jim Wilson, the Ford F-150 is an American icon. Now at Wilson Ford Lincoln on Bay Road in Saginaw, you have the F-150 that will be a Michigan icon.
The F-150 has always been a Michigan icon, made in Dearborn by Michigan men and women.
This truck looks pretty special. Hand-stitched leather seats proudly displaying the pure Michigan logo, a full 4-door truck with spacious front and rear seats, full-size truck box, and the Ford exclusive Power Boost hybrid powertrain.
Michigan families have relied on F-150 for work, play, and everything in between for 75 years. Now there's a limited edition made just for Michigan.
Jim, limited edition sounds expensive.
That's the best part of the pure Michigan F-150. While rare and luxurious, Wilson Ford volume discount pricing and super low lease payments make the pure Michigan F-150 the best full-size truck value in the state of Michigan.
Don't wait. Pure Michigan F-150 is a very limited release. Save big on yours today only at Wilson Ford Lincoln, Bay Road, Saginaw.
WSGW News Time, 6:34. State police are investigating the murders of 2 elderly people at a home in Sheridan, northeast of Grand Rapids. The 2 killed have been identified as 81-year-old Jesse Seward and 80-year-old Virginia Seward. A family member reported the 2 were found dead. State police have not said if there were signs of a forced entry into the home. In a marathon budget session that lasted into the early morning hours on Thursday, state lawmakers gave final approval to a new fiscal year budget for the state, but spending cuts to school mental health and safety programs are already drawing criticism. John Hewitt has this report.
The overall spending plan, approved at 5 a.m. Thursday morning by Lansing lawmakers, totals $82 billion for the 2025 fiscal year in Michigan. Roughly $23 billion of that is the education budget, which freezes or maintains per pupil funding across the state at roughly $9,600. But among those already raising concerns is Northville Public Schools Superintendent Dr. R.J. Weber, who says state funding on mental health support for students has been gutted.
That money that we could have used going forward is now being used as a one-time mechanism to support other policy priorities of the governor and House leadership that I am just baffled by.
This past school year, the state spent $328 million on mental health and school safety programming, compared to only $26 million in the new budget. John Hewitt, reporting for the Michigan News Network.
Law enforcement from around the country and Canada will be in Auburn Hills today for the funeral of Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Brad Reckling, who was killed in the line of duty last weekend. Mourners will gather at the Apostolic Church for visitation starting at 10 o'clock. The funeral begins at 3. And June is almost over, Charlie. And what have we been searching for on Google? Trends expert for Google, Chanel Parks, says TV has been a top search.
Shows returned, like The Bear returned this week, Bridgerton, the second half of the season came out, House of Dragon and The Boys, and so a lot of people are really tuned in on those shows. Actually, the most searched show was Bridgerton.
Parks says another big search has been top trending songs, with Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter with some top songs. Other big searches, micro weddings that include 50 guests or less, making them less expensive and more intimate.
Micro weddings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So far this morning, there's 2 terms I've never heard before, so I'm getting educated. Thank you very much. The morning team didn't show up on the Google searches.
The morning team did show up on the Google searches, but Google Trends experts apparently don't pay attention.
No, I understand. They want to keep us humble.
They'd rather look at micro weddings and TV shows.
It is your morning team on WSGW, and it is weather forecasting. It is WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Some quiet weather conditions continue through much of the daytime for your Friday. We're still first alerting you to some rainfall here for the end of the week, though, mostly falling for tonight and then on Saturday morning. However, one thing that we do want to update you on is that we could see a couple of these showers starting up a little bit earlier than previously expected during the daytime, but still late in the daytime for today. Pretty much after about 5 o'clock this afternoon, we could see a couple of isolated showers, but any rain that falls before sundown is expected to be pretty light, as it's still going to have some dry air to work through initially. We also have a high of 78 for today. Dew point starting to increase. They'll be near 60 by the end of the day. Through the overnight, we see some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms picking up, a low of 68, and then we'll see our dew points going up even more on Saturday, peaking at 70. We'll have a high of 82 for tomorrow, and we see most of the rain tomorrow falling during the first half of the day. That does include showers and thunderstorms. Anything after noon is going to be much more isolated, so it looks like by the evening especially, we'll still be in okay shape if you have any outdoor plans, but we do want to first alert you to the severe weather risk for tomorrow. It's just a marginal risk. However, all types of severe weather are possible, wind being the primary threat, but some hail would be possible too. We still cannot completely rule out an isolated tornado as well, but that would involve storms interacting with the lake breeze closer to the shoreline of Lake Huron. Into Sunday, a little bit of a cooler day, but still a pleasant day, partly to mostly sunny and a high of 71, 75 and mostly sunny on Monday. We are tracking some showers around Tuesday and Wednesday, but looking ahead to the 4th of July, currently that's still looking dry on Thursday, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that going forward. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Okay. I'm sorry, folks, as I'm looking out my window, 2 turkeys have just decided to wander up to our front door. You can ring the bell all you want, but you're not getting in. Conditions. We have a steady barometer of 3004, a southeast wind at 5, clouds and 57 at WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. The only other weather message that's being passed along is for Schoolcraft County in the UP, a little beach hazard situation going on there. Nothing along the Michigan shoreline. Imagine that. Thanks for joining on a Friday on WSGW as you're joined with your morning team, sponsored by Paint Bull, Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw. We're sending you to Paint Bull. Could be something simple like maybe a little scratch or a dent, more complex with body work that's necessary, maybe just wanting your car detailed for that pristine interior. Paint Bull does it all. On Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw, doing it online at paintbullrepair.com. That's paintbullrepair.com. Hey, we've got 3 birds now. Have to check this out during our commercial break here on WSGW.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5-year anniversary of the Dow Championship that will be returning to the Midland Country Club June 24th through the 30th, 2024. Come experience this unique week-long LPGA team event with family-friendly activities, Eat Great Trail, STEM Center, Veterans Suite, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and kids 17 and under get in free, as well as past and present military personnel. Visit dowchampionship.com for more info.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You're joined on WSW how? Through WSW.com, perhaps, thanks to Stormmaster Exteriors for making it available. And the studio sponsorship of Stormmaster Exteriors. Your ultimate solution for the windows and the roofing and the siding. StormmasterExteriors.com. Listening through Siri and Alexa, WSGW.com, we said. 100.5 and 790. Remember, we're also streaming live right now on Facebook and on X, on Twitch, on YouTube. And if you are listening and you have comments that you want to direct to us, you can do so directly on that stream. And we can get your comments as we are commenting. Friday means a little Friday fun with a flashback song, going back those 10-year decade increments to find songs that were #1 at this time. And we're going to take it back to a song 50 years ago. This is one of those flashback songs that, well, it's just you just don't hear anymore. But your morning team will have it for you now.
The marching band came down along Main Street. The soldier blues fell in behind. I looked across and there I saw Billy waiting to go and join the line. And with her head upon his shoulder, his young and lovely feet.
Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
From where I stood, I saw she was crying, and through her tears I heard.
And this is a cover song.
Billy, don't be a hero, don't be a fool with your life.
I never knew it was a cover.
Billy, don't be a hero, come back and make me your wife.
1974, that was the year.
As he started to go, she said, Billy, keep your head low.
2 weeks at #1.
Billy, don't be a hero, come back to me.
Yeah, Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. That hit #1 with that song. A song released in 1974 that many people associated with the Vietnam War, understandably. But there's some discussion that There was really never any war referenced, and it wasn't supposed to be about that particular war. In fact, some say it was about the Civil War because there's references to the soldiers in blue. And at one time, the original group that did the song appeared on a TV show dressed in uniforms that looked like the Union Army. Although the original song was done by a British group. So what they've been doing with our UN's Civil War. The original song, by the way, was done by Paper Lace. And I'm going to play a little bit of the original song for you. You just heard the Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods version, which hit #1 for the Friday Flashback. And this is one of those where I got to tell you, man, if you play these side by side, it almost sounds like the same group. It's that close as far as, to my opinion anyway, as far as covering goes. I'll give you a little taste of, this is the original Paper Lace version of Billy Don't Be a Hero.
The marching band came down along Main Street. The soldier blues.
That's really close.
With the sound too.
Yeah, it is slightly slower tempo.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's what I found amazing. I mean, just the vocalization. It's like, wow.
I bet you could take that into an audio editor, change the pitch and the tempo, and it would be indistinguishable.
It probably could be.
You know, I know a lot of music from that era, and that is a song that I have actually never heard before.
Well, I recall it just because it was so big, and that would have been my time that I would have been getting into some of the early radio experiences, especially in music, and it was huge. But really, after that, nobody ever heard again from Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
Instead, they did have one other hit song, Who Do You Think You Are?
Yep.
Which apparently was another cover.
And that was the number 15 song. And they also had another song too, Heartbreak Kid, that charted number 39. So they did have 3 songs in the top 40, but those often get forgotten because this one was number 1. And for 2 weeks, Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods from 1974, but a cover version from the British group Paper Lace. And there's your Friday flashback fun and information this morning on WSGW with Mike and Jonathan and Charlie here at 6:48. All right, so just coming out of the news, I was chuckling, as I mentioned, that outside the window of WSGW, a couple of turkeys decided to make an appearance.
Had some visitors.
And it actually turned out that 3 turkeys made their appearance. Jonathan, did you capture evidence?
Yeah, I got a video of it. They were just running circles around a bush.
Yeah.
Right directly outside the window. I was surprised when you said there are turkeys outside. I expected to see them, across the parking lot. No, they're right outside the window. Just running.
Thanksgiving's come early this year.
Let's call Mike Avery. Where's he at?
Boy, no doubt. The late turkey season. We've had, it's been a while, I got to say, since I remember being visited by turkeys, especially right up to the front door here. The last time I remember them, they were across the parking lot. And do you remember this, Mike? Jonathan, I don't think you were here.
This was a few years ago. I think Dave Maurer got some pictures of them.
When they hopped up on somebody's roof of their car.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. They were out in the parking lot there, and they hopped up and were just kind of roosting on top of a car.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's one thing I didn't know turkeys did. I was on an assignment. I don't even remember what the assignment was, but I was driving a company car down Center Avenue in Saginaw Township, and it was early morning. The sun was shining across a field, and there was a tree out in the field. Still hadn't had its leaves on yet, and there was a bunch of dark shadows in this tree. I'm like, what are those? Turns out they were turkeys. There was like about 9 or 10 of them in a tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had never seen anything like that. But yeah, no, apparently they'll fly up into a tree to avoid predators and
or come to the radio station door.
Yeah.
They wanted tickets. We don't have any tickets.
They want something. Well,
they wanted to see the Great Lakes loons.
Oh, you never know what you're going to find when you look out your window. We found turkeys this morning. Of course, they were probably looking at the turkeys inside the studio.
Who are those guys?
Up to the hour, up to the minute news and business and your weather and sports on WSGW. It's 6:50.
From Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz. Our top story this hour, the Democratic-led legislature's $83 billion budget approved just before dawn on Thursday morning includes more than $400 million in earmarks for lawmakers' pet projects, including $425,000 in a grant for a private gun club where a Democratic lawmaker who helped secure the grant is a member. The nonprofit Bridgeport Gun Club worked with the district's state representative, Representative Amos O'Neill, a Democrat from Saginaw, to secure the taxpayer money for the construction of an indoor pistol range, said the club president, Joanne Smith. The grant is one of dozens of pet projects that lawmakers tucked into the annual budget Wednesday night, hours before casting final votes, about 5 a.m. Thursday at the end of a 19-hour marathon legislative session. The Kroger Michigan Division announced a new 3-year agreement with Local 951 of the United Food and Commercial Workers Union, which will increase hourly wages by over 9% and up 25% throughout the contract. Tim Knight has more.
More than 1,000 Kroger employees in southern and mid-lower Michigan will see pay raises, improved healthcare benefits, and more paid time off. In the first year, hourly wages will rise up by 14%, with Kroger investing over $8 million in employee health care and more than $500,000 in retirement benefits. The contract covers workers at 10 Kroger stores in Ingham, Saginaw, Jackson, Hillsdale, Eaton, and Clinton counties, with Kroger employing around 15,000 hourly workers in Michigan. For Michigan News Source, I'm Tim Knight.
A Kalamazoo doctor admitted in a plea agreement to costing Medicare over $790,000 in a telehealth fraud scheme. Teresa Cordish worked with real-time physicians to approve orders for medical braces and genetic testing. I'm Cheryl Fritz.
At 7 o'clock on CBS News, the first presidential debate of 2024 was held last night. Oklahoma's state superintendent is requiring schools to teach the Bible, and Princess Anne has been released from the hospital.
Well, stories coming along on WSGW as we continue up to the hour of 7 o'clock. Your up-to-the-minute reports now include the Fox Business Report. It is 6:53.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's an important update on inflation coming out this morning. The May PCE, Personal Consumption Expenditures Index. Wall Street's anticipating a slight moderation in the annual core PCE, which excludes food and energy, from April's 2.8% level to 2.6% in May. Lee Munson, President and Chief Investment Officer at Portfolio Wealth Advisors, says the S&P 500 has been rising with anticipation of cooling inflation numbers.
If we get any hot print, it's not going to be good. I think the market at almost 5,500, we're pricing in nice cool prints.
The Institute for Supply Management releases its Chicago Business Barometer for June today, and the final June consumer sentiment reading is released. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
All right, people, let's get this meeting started.
Where are the chairs?
Gone. Research shows standing meetings are quicker.
What research is that?
Topic 1. CDW helped us deploy Mac Supercharged by Apple Silicon for the way we work now. So how's their speed?
Fast.
Battery life?
Long.
Cyber threat protection?
Strong.
Ownership costs?
Low.
Great. This meeting is
adjourned. Wow, that was fast.
Yep, that's the research.
With Mac configured by CDW, a solution that works for everyone isn't just possible, it's powerful. Find out more at cdw.com/getmac.
WSGW going up to the hour. You're up to the minute weather of WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with increasing dew points through the day for your Friday. We could see a couple of isolated showers after 5 o'clock this evening, but any rain that falls before sundown is still expected to stay pretty light. It's through the overnight tonight and your Saturday morning where we see more scattered rain and thunderstorms picking up, giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. That is just an isolated risk, but all types of severe weather are possible, so we do want to make you aware of that. It's primarily a wind gust threat still, but some hail can't be ruled out, and if a storm interacts with the lake breeze near Lake Huron, we can't rule out an isolated tornado too. By Saturday, a high of 82, then 71 on Sunday with partly to mostly sunny skies. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
It's a barometer of 3004 and steady. It's a southeast wind averaging 5. We've got 57 degrees at WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world. As we continue to head up to the hour and your up-to-the-minute reports, we've got sports to do next on WSGW.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
It is up to the hour, and you're up to the minute sports on WSGW. The time is 6:58. Tigers were playing out in Los Angeles against the Angels last night. 9:40 start time. Got over before midnight as the Tigers fell 5-0 to the Angels. Jack Flaherty touched up for 5 runs in just 5 2/3 innings. Tigers only managed 4 hits. Tigers and Angels again tonight. 9:10 broadcast time on 790 AM WSGW. Kenta Maeda will be on the mound. Great Lakes Loons got lit up by the Lake County Captains. 13-3 the final score. Although it was a close game into the 6th inning. Loons trailed just 2-1, but then the Captains got 5 runs in the 6th and 6 in the 8th. Loons and Captains again tonight at 7 o'clock. NBA Draft Day 2, the Pistons traded up, taking a 53rd pick and trading to Minnesota for Wendell Moore Jr. and the 37th pick. And with that 37th pick, selecting Bobby Klintman, 6'9" forward from Sweden. The Dow Championship is underway at the Midland Country Club. The first round yesterday. And after the first round, 3 teams were tied for the lead. Jennifer Kupcho and Ellie Ewing, Shaneti Wanasan, and Jaravi Boonchant. Roning Yin, Taya Thirikul were the 3 teams that were tied for the lead at 6 under par. Round 2 gets underway in the next hour. It is up to the hour with your up-to-the-minute sports on WSGW. And we'll come right back and get to the CBS News to start, and then more from the WSGW newsroom. It's 6:59.
Let me take a moment to talk about my friends at Quick Lane Freeland next to my car dealer, McDonald Ford. This is where you can get all of your routine maintenance done. Oil changes, brakes, tires, batteries, and they work on all makes and models of cars, not just Fords. Chevys, Toyotas, Hondas, Jeeps, Dodge, you name it. They keep them all in tip-top shape. And here is a tip from Quick Lane Freeland.
Do you suffer from allergies? Did you know FrigiFresh kills germs in your vehicle's air conditioning system? FrigiFresh is a hospital-grade disinfectant that controls pollen, molds, and mildew inside your car. It's only $20 and takes less than 10 minutes for the treatment. You can get FrigiFresh at Quick Lane next to McDonald Ford in Freeland. Just stop in. No appointment needed.
Quick Lane Freeland, right next to McDonald Ford, working on all makes and models of cars.
It is news time on WSGW. It is 7 o'clock.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. President Biden and former President Trump traded attacks on their handling of the economy in the opening minutes of their 90-minute debate on CNN last night. In a voice made raspy by a cold, Biden said he rescued the economy after 4 years of the Trump presidency.
This guy has increased your taxes because of the deficit, number one. He's increased inflation because of the debacle he left after the way he handled the pandemic.
At the CNN presidential debate, Trump said he handed Biden a strong economy, and Biden ruined it.
He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times. He wants to raise everybody's taxes.
Trump unleashed a flurry of falsehoods. Biden's answers were often wandering and halting. The two are scheduled to debate again in September. I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. Now with more, here's Peter King.
Many Democrats have said they're concerned about the president's performance. CBS News contributor Joel Payne is a Democratic strategist.
I think on content, he was strong in some places and actually got a little bit stronger as the night went on. But in presentation, what many American people are going to judge our presidents on, he struggled.
The Biden campaign says he was struggling with a cold. Trump supporters like this Atlanta voter say he did well.
Some questions, he didn't directly answer. He went and said what he wanted to say, but that's Trump. He's going to do what he wants to do.
Does the Bible belong in public schools? Oklahoma's top education official says it does. More from reporter Brad Gibson in Tulsa.
Calling the Bible, quote, one of the most foundational documents used for the Constitution, Superintendent Ryan Walters said Oklahoma school districts will be instructed to have a Bible in every classroom and teach from it as an instructional support tool. Andrew Seidel with Americans United for Separation of Church and State.
Public schools are not Sunday schools. Ryan Walters has repeatedly made clear that he is incapable of distinguishing the difference.
The directive is expected to be met with major legal challenges. Brad Gibson for CBS News, Tulsa.
Britain's Princess Anne is back home after being hospitalized with a concussion and minor head injuries. She was reportedly knocked down by a horse at her country estate Sunday. Buckingham Palace says that hospitalization was precautionary. Well, here's one choice from last night's second round of the NBA draft we think will surprise absolutely nobody.
The Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James from the University of Southern California.
And of course, that's the son of Lakers star LeBron James, and they'll be the first NBA father and son to play on the same team at the same time. Major League Baseball's Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. did that back in the 90s with Seattle. Wall Street, before the open, S&P futures are up 20. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The fundraisers are done. The time has come to party! It's the 2024 St. Stan's Polish Festival. 4 fun-filled days of polka music along with homemade Polish and American food, games for all ages, raffles, 80 by 210 entertainment tent with a 40 by 80 dance floor, and the Skirvik Family Carnival and its amazing midway. Where? On John Solinsky Drive, Bay City. Visit us on Facebook for the band lineups and all the special events, including Kids Day on Saturday and Family Day on Sunday. The 2024 St. Stan's Polish Festival, June 27th through the 30th.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
An update on a story that we had for you earlier this week. Abe Lincoln melted. Remember that story? We'll remind you and give you the update coming up at 7:20 on WSGW. You're with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan for a Friday where the temperature is 58, maybe 78 for a high. We expect cloud cover more than anything today. Could have showers arriving late this afternoon toward the evening hours. Sports, tough for the Tigers and the Loons last night. NBA Draft Day 2, tell you who the Pistons took. And remind you about that Dow Championship, the ladies golf tournament going on at the Midland Country Club. Bill O'Reilly, I think he's got a few words on the debate. That's at 7:25. News continues now, being brought to you by Begic Nursery and Garden Center, M84 West Side, Saginaw Road, Bay City, just seconds off I-75. That's Begic Nursery and Garden Center. And here's Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. A search for a man reported missing from Fenton Township has come to an end after his body was discovered yesterday in a Genesee County lake. 33-year-old Austin James Berger was first reported missing June 23rd, having last been seen in the 16,000 block of Highland Trail in Fenton Township. Police say his body was found yesterday around 4 p.m. According to initial reports, Berger died of an accidental drowning in Marl Lake in Fenton Township. Police say at this stage of their investigation, there appears to be no sign of foul play. The Fenton Police Department has offered their condolences to the victim's family and friends. A former corrections officer with the Saginaw County Sheriff's Department is now charged with a misdemeanor for tasing another officer at the county jail. Police say the incident occurred March 24th when Angelina Young, playing a practical joke, deployed the taser at the victim, who was unaware of the action until it was too late. Police say the man was not seriously hurt and did not seek medical attention. The incident was captured on surveillance video. Young was fired from her position June 12th. She's now charged with assault and battery, which carries a potential 93-day jail sentence if she's found guilty. State Representative Timmy Beeson has successfully secured an amendment aimed at protecting Bay City residents and businesses from new toll enforcement measures. Beeson won in the amendment this week to protect Bay City businesses and families from toll rules in House Bill 5733. The bill requires the Secretary of State to enforce tolls, but now it will only apply to international bridges, excluding Liberty and Independence bridges in Bay City. Beeson argued the change was necessary to prevent complications for locals, including rental companies and families and travelers affected by unpaid tolls. He emphasized the amendment provides a sensible solution to local issues. Beeson has colleagues who has supported the amendment. The state fire marshal was urging everyone to have a safe 4th of July holiday weekend by handling fireworks with care and caution. More than 10,000 injuries and burns are treated in hospital emergency rooms each year due to firework malfunction and misuse, with 73% of those injuries occurring in the weeks before and after the 4th of July. Fire Marshal Kevin Selmeyer provides some safety tips when handling fireworks. Always follow the manufacturer's direction when handling them and have an adult supervise firework activities, even with teens, and the use of sparklers. Sparklers can burn between 12 to 1800 degrees. Designate a safe perimeter away from people, houses, dry areas, and flammable materials at least 25 feet away, and ensure people and pets are out of range before lighting fireworks. For these and other tips on fireworks safety, visit miprevention.org or follow My Prevention on social media. WSGW News Time, 7:09.
Hi, I'm Ray from Begic Nursery and Garden Center in Bay City. The warm days of summer are here. Visit Begic's and see how we can help you enjoy it more. With summer sale savings of up to 40% off on a great selection of annual flowers, hanging baskets, and container gardens. Also, all our garden and gift decor is now 20% off. In Big X Pottery Yard, you can save 30% off our regular prices on all our ceramic and plastic pottery. In Big X Boutique, save 25% off regular prices on all the spring fashions. All our wonderful gourmet food, grilling spices, and grilling accessories are now 20% off. See our great selection of Weber grills, plus all the accessories you'll need to help make outdoor grilling this summer the best ever. Also remember, Big X has all the plant care products to keep your plants healthy and vigorous all summer long. We'll see you at Big X this week, Big X Nursery and Garden Center on M84, 1 mile east of I-75, west side Saginaw Road, Bay City.
WSGW News Time at 7:11. Regarding fireworks safety, a young Wayne County girl is in the hospital after a firework exploded in her hand. That happened Thursday afternoon in River Rouge when an 11-year-old girl and her sister reportedly found the firework in their home and thought it was a sparkler. The girl lost fingers in the explosion, but she is expected to survive. A Monroe County woman will stand trial on second-degree murder and other charges connected to a crash at a boat club that left 2 children dead and several others injured. Before Marcella Chidester was bound over for trial, authorities testified she had a blood alcohol level of more than twice the legal limit. Sheriff's Department Sergeant Michael Bormia also talked about what he saw as he arrived at the Swan Boat Club in April.
It was a very a chaotic scene. There was a very large hole in the side of the building. There was multiple people laying on the ground, asking for assistance in different states of injury.
2 children, ages 4 and 8, were killed, and several others were hurt in the April crash, which occurred as a birthday party was taking place at the boat club. This weekend is the annual International Bridge Walk. The Sault Ste. Marie International Bridge will be closed to traffic this Saturday, starting at 8:45 a.m. and will reopen about 2 hours later at 10:45 a.m. It appears a cyber attack on a car dealer software system will cut into June sales figures. Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert has this.
The attack on dealer software from CDK Global could mean 100,000 fewer sales in June. The estimates from J.D. Power, which says sales lost in June will likely be made up in July. The software glitch has caused a lot of problems at dealerships, but most have been able to keep operating. The timing is still bad because June is a very important month to start the summer selling season. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
And Charlie, the largest Fantasy 5 jackpot in Michigan lottery history was picked up at a smoke shop in New Baltimore. The lucky player matched all 5 numbers, winning at $963,000 prize at Smokers Express. The previous Fantasy 5 record was won in 2020.
Oh, all right. Well, someone's happy. It is 7:14 on WSGW. Weather. The forecast update. Here is WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with dew points going up through your Friday. We could see an isolated shower after 5 o'clock. Otherwise, still pretty dry as we go throughout the daytime today. It's tonight and Saturday morning where more scattered showers and some thunderstorms pick up. And we're giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. Primarily a wind gust threat, though some hail, also an isolated tornado, cannot be completely ruled out. 82 on Saturday, 71 on Sunday, partly to mostly sunny and dry for the second half of the weekend. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Barometric pressure, it's at 3004, steady. Southeast wind is 558 at WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world. As we're approaching sports time, a quick reminder about a Rocket Grab Plus launch from yesterday. This is Friday, and launches usually happen on Thursdays, and we'd like to follow up and remind you, you still have time to get the deal. Hasn't sold out yet. It may. So you want to make sure that you get it before time runs out or before the deal runs out. We have a deal that's on the table. It's half off, of course, because it's on RocketGrabPlus.com. A $25 gift certificate that you can get from Lee Bar and Grill in Midland. And $25 is the value, but $12.50, of course, is what it's going to cost you because it's on RocketGrabPlus.com for the great quarter-pound smash burgers, the turkey burgers, grinders, the appetizers, salads, pizza, kids menu, It's a great dining experience for the entire family at Lee Bar and Grill. That's West Isabella Road in Midland. A certificate good until June 2025. You got an entire year that you'll use it, and you will use it. $25, but only $12.50 through rocketgrabplus.com. Again, get this deal. You got to be on rocketgrabplus.com to get this deal. If you're not on it, get on it. It's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. You never have to spend one thin dime if you choose not to. But if you do choose and you want to spend, you will do it at a half off price. So check it out and take advantage of this deal. Just launched yesterday, Lee Bar and Grill in Midland. $25 certificate, just $12.50 through rocketgrabplus.com. Sports next.
This has always been a farming community, and folks here, we want to keep it that way. There's a saying that a farmer's last crop is housing. When they get to the end of the farm's life, they sell it and develop it. With solar projects, that's one more crop they can harvest, generating a stable income for them and tax revenue for our community. We would hate to see this place become another suburbia, and this way we don't have to. A solar farm is still a farm, and that's what we want around here.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
It is sports on WSGW at 7:16. Tigers falling to the Angels 5-0 last night. Jack Flaherty pitched 5 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. His personal 4-game winning streak was snapped. Tigers only managed 4 hits. Riley Green had 2, didn't get any walks. I mean, this game was over in 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's quick even by today's Major League Baseball standards. And for the Angels, Davis Daniels starred as the mound on the mound. His first Major League start. Now, he's pitched out of the bullpen. This is his first Major League start. 8 shutout innings. Not a bad start. Tigers and Angels tonight, 9:10 broadcast on 790 AM WSGW, and Kent Maeda on the mound. Our divisional foes: Kansas City beat Cleveland 2-1. Minnesota throttles Arizona 13-6. White Sox over Atlanta 1-0. 5 different White Sox pitchers combined on that shutout. Baltimore slams 4 home runs to beat Texas 11-2, and it was Toronto over the Yankees 9-2, thanks to George Springer. 2 3-run homers in back-to-back innings. Lake County Captains beat up our Great Lakes Loons 13-3. Well, the game was a little closer than it sounds. Into the 6th inning, the Loons trailing just 2-1, but that's when the Captains put 5 runs on the board, then put 6 more runs on the board in the 8th. Jordan Thompson had 2 hits, including 2 RBI. Kyle Nevin with 2 hits. The Loons and Captains play again tonight from Lake County at 7 o'clock. NBA Draft Round 2 yesterday. Before the round started, the Pistons traded up to get the 37th pick. The Pistons traded a 53rd pick to Minnesota for that 37th pick, also getting a player, Wendell Moore Jr. With that pick, the Pistons select Bobby Klintman, a 6'9" forward from Sweden, most recently played in the NBL in Australia. Hockey note, the Spirit have released the preseason schedule of 5 games ahead of the regular season. The first 3 games are part of a weekend showcase being played at Kitchener, as Brantford, Erie, and Kitchener will all participate August 30th, 31st, and September 1st. Then the Spirit will play at the Sioux on September 18th. The only home preseason game is September 25th versus the Sioux. Stay tuned for ticket information on the preseason. Another hockey note, former Red Wings general manager Ken Holland, with the Edmonton Oilers the past 5 years, he and the Oilers have now parted company as of yesterday. Kenny is 68 years old. After all those great years with the Red Wings and 3 Stanley Cups, he moved on to the Oilers. And the Oilers went to the playoffs in all 5 of his years, made it to the Stanley Cup final this year, but lost to Florida. Dow Championship Round 2 is getting underway at the Midland Country Club. After the first round yesterday, we had 3 teams that were tied for the lead. Jennifer Kupcho and Ellie Ewing was one team. Shaneti Wasan and Jaravi Bunchant were a second team. And Roni Yin and Atalia Thidikul were a third team. All tied at 6 under. Again, round 2 is getting underway. The PGA is also playing in the state of Michigan, the Rocket Mortgage in Detroit. And after the first round, Akshay Bhatia, he leads by 1. This is the tournament that the 15-year-old Miles Russell is participating. His PGA debut at the age of 15. He shot a 2-over. He's 10 shots back. It's sports on WSGW and your morning team with you. Got an update on a story from earlier this week. Next.
This Educational Minute is brought to you by Bay City Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Stephen Bigelow.
Leadership, particularly in education, is a path that has yet to be traveled by many. It's not just about standing at the helm. It's about lighting the way for others to follow. From my beginnings in the classroom to my responsibilities today, every step has been a lesson. Every day, every challenge has been a testament to the fact that education leadership is a calling. It's waking each day with a singular focus to change lives, inspire, and create a lasting impact. Think of those educators who've touched your life. It's not just the knowledge they imparted, but how they made you feel, believed in, championed, and understood. That's the essence of leadership. It's recognizing potential and nurturing it. It's about standing in the storm so others can find their way. And at Bay City Public Schools, with each passing day, we are committed to leading with integrity, passion, and heart. Let's continue this journey together, making a difference one student at a time. Visit bcschools.net to learn more.
Update on a story from earlier this week for you on WSGW with Charlie and Mike and Jonathan at 7:21. You remember earlier this week, we had a story about an unfortunate statue of Abraham Lincoln, a wax statue.
Oh, yes.
Outside in Washington, D.C. that, well, started to succumb to the heat.
I'm melting. Melting.
Old Abe lost his head.
Yeah. The head was, in fact, removed to protect it because they were going to refurbish it. I mean, you know, the chair, it was like the Lincoln Memorial statue just starting to melt down. It was located outside the site of Camp Barker, a Civil War era refugee camp, which housed formerly enslaved and freed African Americans. The statue is meant to be a direct commentary, they say, on DC's history of Civil War era contraband camps, refugee camps that housed formerly enslaved and free Americans. And there's an elementary school nearby too, so it's all educational. And the story we had originally was, that the head had been removed and, would be replaced at an appropriate time. Well, word is out. A statement from those involved after consulting with the principal at the elementary school and members of the local community and those involved with Camp Barker. We have decided that we are simply going to remove the entire statue and it will not be put up again. So old Abe.
That wasn't totally removed already. They had to take however many days to decide, this giant pile of wax that once was a very nice Abe Lincoln statue, I think we're going to remove that.
Well, sometimes, it's in Washington, so things move slowly there sometimes. but it won't be put back. It's done forever. So originally it was supposed to stay up until I think September. It was like going to be an entire summer kind of educational experience people were going to have.
They could melt it down and make a different statue out of it. But I doubt that's going to happen.
No, I thought I saw a reference. I'm trying to find it here. I thought I had it marked up, but I don't. That there were talking with some other art installations that might be considered purchasing it and housing it in a more appropriate location, which would protect it. Yeah, like a wax museum.
Yeah, like not outside in the middle of or towards the end of June.
I can just imagine the conversation too. Like, we're not putting this back. If you want to see Lincoln, go to the memorial.
Yeah.
It's in Washington. Yeah.
It's in Washington.
It's in Washington already.
It's not going to melt, that one. It's lasted for over 100 years now. Really? When was the Lincoln Memorial? 1925, was it? So you were getting close to the 100th. Somebody look it up real quick for me.
I'm pulling it up. 1914, so 110 years.
Oh, that one was first installed.
Between 1914 and 1922. So more than 100 years.
Okay. See, it's lasted that long.
Yeah.
The wax statue only lasted for a few months.
Cheap knockoff.
Bill O'Reilly is coming back with commentary on WSGW next.
Hey, Michigan drivers. Are you sending or answering group chats behind the wheel? Checking emails at the light? Calling family or friends on the commute? Michigan's hands-free law makes it illegal to manually use electronic devices while behind the wheel of a vehicle. Breaking the law could mean fines or even community service. Go hands-free. Just drive. It's the law. Learn more at michigan.gov/distracted driving. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The month of June has been a golf fan's dream come true with championships everywhere you look, and this week is no exception. Hi, this is Bill Hobson from Michigan Golf Live, inviting you to join us this weekend as we broadcast from the Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit and bring you the excitement of the Dow LPGA Championship in Midland. Be there for all the fun on Michigan Golf Live. Saturday from 1 to 3 on 100.5 and 790 AM News Radio WSGW.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, if you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, listen up. Car Shield is a low-cost monthly vehicle protection plan now available to you. This protection plan is at an all-time low price. Please call 800-925-7584 for a free quote. Drivers who activate today will also receive free roadside assistance and towing at no additional cost. That is 800-925-7584 right now. On this Friday, everybody's asking, who won the debate last night? And I'm not going to tell you on this minute 40 broadcast because it's way too complicated. And I have very specific analysis on BillO'Reilly.com, which will be fair and cover everything. I can tell you it's a very specific thing about who won something, like if the Yankees and the Mets play, you have a score. But in a debate, it's all subjective, and people believe what they want to believe. So you could be the greatest debater of all time, but if people don't like you, you don't win the debate. I will tell you that in America today, we have far too many people who are incapable of forming judgments about anything. So you watch the debate. Who do you think won? Why am I going to intrude on that? If you watched it in a fair-minded way, not as an ideologue, not as a zealot, but as an American, you know who won the debate. Now, I have a responsibility to you and to the millions of people who watch and listen to me to give my opinion, and I will, as I said, on BillO'Reilly.com, but it's not going to just be, Biden won, Trump won. It's going to be backed up. And I don't really have time on this radio broadcast to do it, so I want to send you over where you can take your time to read my analysis. But in the end, the most important thing is you being able to make a sound judgment. Right back. Are you feeling the impact of the recent changes in the timeshare industry? My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you. For more than a decade, they have successfully helped over 20,000 owners get out of their timeshare with an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. Customer service is their priority. For a free consultation and a guaranteed solution, 855-551-7066 or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
Hey, some food fun! A new flavor for a popular brand of potato chips, a favorite snack cracker, and a favorite, well, we'll call it a seasoning, teaming up for a new offering, and a favorite cookie. You can probably guess which one. Apparently has another new treat coming out. We'll have that for you coming up on WSGW. With you and your morning team of Charlie and Mike and Jonathan. See if something tempts your taste buds. It's 7:30. The weather, clouds and a high of 78 today. Right now it is 58. Might get some rain later this afternoon into the evening and the start of the weekend. News now being brought to you by Delta Door and the Delta Door Doctor. For the best garage doors, service, and more, you call the Delta Door Doctor because he knows doors. That's the Delta Door Doctor. Here's Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. A fire at a trucking company in Bay County is under investigation. Fire crews responded to 930 North Wagner Road in Hampton Township around 8 p.m., the site of McFarland Trucking and Excavating. Smoke from the fire could be seen for miles around the area, according to witnesses. Multiple departments responded to the scene. The fire was contained to a pole building containing semi-trucks, personal vehicles, and boats. Crews were able to knock down the fire in about an hour and a half. No injuries were reported. However, the building was a total loss. Police in Flint and Mount Morris Township investigating separate shootings say they may be related. On Tuesday, 17-year-old Kamari Lindsay was shot and killed in a shootout at a home on Hilton Lane in Beecher, while another 17-year-old boy was critically injured. Police say he is expected to survive. One 18-year-old man was arrested in that incident, though police are still looking for persons of interest. On Wednesday, a 13-year-old boy and a 15-year-old boy were shot and killed on Flint's north side in the 1300 block of Banbury Place. The 15-year-old has been identified as Dom Ward. The police have not released the name of the younger victim. No suspect information is available in that case. Anyone with information about either incident can call the Flint or the Mount Morris Township Police Departments, or you can leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. Power was restored to an area of Saginaw after a car crash knocked out the utility yesterday morning. Police say around midnight, an SUV struck a utility pole in the area of Davenport Avenue and Taft Street. WNAM TV5 reports the vehicle continued on for about a block, crossing 3 lanes of traffic before coming to a rest in someone's yard. Consumers Energy crews responded to the scene to repair the pole. It isn't clear if anyone was injured in the crash, which is under investigation. The company overseeing Bay City's electrical grid has released a roadmap for reducing power outages in the city's south end. Bay City Electric Light and Power says the $874,000 project will reinforce the area's power infrastructure after 5 unrelated large-scale outages in the south end since December 31st. The plan calls for strengthening of the 26th Street ground grid and substation by the end of July, followed by inspections and repairs of the area's 4 main circuits, as well as vegetation clearing around them. After that, crews will begin improvements to the substation's 46-kilowatt metering and switching, something the company says it can't begin until temperatures cool down in the fall. The Bay City Electric Light and Power officials anticipate work to be done by July 1st, 2025. The USDA is encouraging residents to take food safety precautions this 4th of July holiday. Here are some grilling and smoking tips to keep in mind. They include making sure meat and poultry are thawed before cooking, marinating the meat in a refrigerator and not on the counter. Keep raw meat and poultry separate, and keep your smoker and grill at a safe temperature, and make sure meat is cooked to a safe internal temperature measured with a food thermometer. For more information or safety questions, contact 1-888-674-6854 or email mphotline@usda.gov. WSGW News Time at 7:34.
For the best garage doors, service and more, call the Delta Door Doctor. He knows doors. Residential, commercial, we've got them in store. That's the Delta Door Doctor. He knows doors. We've got the selection and we've got the price, and the Delta Door team really treats you right.
When it comes to servicing, repairing, or replacing your garage doors and openers, no one does it better than Delta Door. From simple tune-ups and repairs to full replacement and upgrades, you can trust the experts at Delta Door to get the job done right away. Don't settle for anything less than Delta Door's over 80 years of serving the Great Lakes Bay region. Call the garage door experts at Delta Door.
For the best garage doors, service and more, call the Delta Door Doctor.
Delta Door, 2835 Universal Drive, Saginaw.
WSGW News Time at 7:35. The state of Michigan is working to get illegal guns off the streets. Michigan's Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist was in Clinton Township to meet with law enforcement to announce 660 illegal guns have been taken off the streets as agencies continue to step up efforts to keep communities safe this summer. It's part of Operation Safe Neighborhoods, a statewide crackdown on crime aimed at reducing gun violence. Michigan Department of Corrections parole and probation agents have been conducting compliance checks on probationers and parolees who are banned from possessing a firearm. Lots of conversation around education in the 2025 state budget, and a big portion of that is a $75 million investment in after-school programs. Michigan After School Partnership Executive Director Aaron Skeen Pratt says it will help working families and their children thrive.
We hear from a lot of families about the critical need to provide care for school-age children after school as well as in the summer. When we talk about childcare, we talk a lot usually about younger kids. We tend not to focus on school age. And the reality is you can't leave a 5 to 12-year-old home alone either. So they need to have that childcare piece.
$65 million was allocated to fund a 15% rate increase for childcare and bonuses for childcare workers. The state says the spread of bird flu is slowing, but leaders don't want farm workers to let their guard down with the start of a fair and livestock show season. Michigan Agriculture and Rural Development Director Tim Boring has amended the state's emergency orders, saying the spread is slowing in poultry and cattle herds. Boring says coordinated efforts with local, state, and federal partners are to thank for the reduction, but the effort shouldn't stop with the start of fair season. And mass market brands, Charlie, do better than luxury brands in the latest study of quality in new cars and trucks. Here's Jeff Gilbert.
Ram topped J.D. Power's initial quality rankings, followed closely by Chevrolet, Hyundai, and Kia. Premium brands like Audi and Volvo were near the bottom. Power's Frank Hanley says it's mostly buggy technology.
There's a lot more opportunity for problems for these premium vehicles, and we're actually definitely seeing that in the data.
People are also getting fed up with warnings for things like drowsy driving or lane departure.
Definitely some work for the industry to do to prove those warnings, because the last thing we want customers to do is something that's supposed to be keeping you safe, and then you shut it off because you're finding it annoying.
An emerging issue, complaints about the smell inside a new car. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
The smell? That's one of the best smells there is. New car smell?
Thank you. I'm thinking the same thing.
Unless the new car smell has changed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't bought a new car. I've never bought a new car, actually.
I did once, but we're talking more than 40 years ago now. So, but that's, someone's got to let me know what's going on. If the
new car smell is just not popular anymore, apparently.
How can that be? It is your morning team on WSGW. Weather forecasting and update that we have for you. Here's WNEM First Alert Meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with increasing dew points through the day for your Friday. We could see a couple of isolated showers after 5 o'clock this evening, but any rain that falls before sundown is still expected to stay pretty light. It's through the overnight tonight and your Saturday morning where we see more scattered rain and thunderstorms picking up, giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. That is just an isolated risk, but all types of severe weather are possible, so we do want to make you aware of that. It's primarily a wind gust threat still, but some hail can't be ruled out, and if a storm interacts with the lake breeze near Lake Huron, we can't rule out an isolated tornado too. By Saturday, a high of 82, then 71 on Sunday with partly to mostly sunny skies. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Got a barometer of 3004, steady. Wind is southeast at 5, 58 degrees. From WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world. Thanks for joining with your morning team. Charlie and Mike and Jonathan and you, your morning team that is sponsored by Paintbull, Bay Road, north of Shattuck in Saginaw. You know, if you get your vehicle detailed by Paint Bull, you'll have a great smell again in your vehicle because it won't have all that nastiness and dirtiness that you've done nothing with. But Paint Bull certainly can help you out. That's one of the services that Paint Bull can do for you. Everything from that to being a body shop. Your morning team sponsor is Paint Bull. We encourage you to check out the services as you go online to paintbullrepair.com or you visit in person, Paint Bull on Bay Road, north of Shattuck and Saginaw on the east side of the road.
Hi, this is Art Lewis. McDonald Ford in Freeland is my dealer of choice. They should be yours, too. Stop in and visit them at 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. McDonald Ford.
From the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, you are listening to 100.5 FM and 790 AM. And from Stormmaster Exteriors, you are listening online at WSGW.com.
Indeed, as you're listening, perhaps online as you heard the reference because of Stormmaster Exteriors, maybe listening with Siri or Alexa, regular 100.5 and 790 listening. The streaming that we are doing through Facebook, X, YouTube, and Twitch. And thanks to those who you can make comments directly when you are streaming through the services. I know a couple of people, at least on the Facebook stream, have thanked us or liked us and said, hey, nice to have us there, as people have a chance to engage directly as we are engaging with you here live on WSGW. Before we get into the food fun, I noticed, speaking of Facebook, that you have posted video from this morning, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's the Charlie Root fan club that showed up during the 6:30 news. Go check it out. It's also on Instagram.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie Root. I love him so much.
You can go join the turkeys that were running in a circle around a bush outside the studio this morning.
Wouldn't be a big stretch for me to be a turkey.
Did you?
I was thinking we could name them Charlie, Mike, and Jonathan.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Don't know. Did you see that, Mike, in the newsroom? This is right outside the window. What was the fascination
there.
of circling around that bush?
So I looked it up
several times.
I was curious.
They're looking for food?
I don't know.
Apparently, it's an instinct to stay with the flock, and they're just kind of too dumb to realize that
just
they're following each other. They're like, oh, other turkeys, I got to stay with that guy.
Follow him. He knows where he's going.
Yeah, I think I kind of spooked him out of the cycle when I crouched down.
The leader is like, oh, there's a turkey up there. I got to find it.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on.
Circle.
I mean, over and over and over.
Yeah, just circle in a bush right outside the window. It's not like across the parking lot or anything. It's like 5 feet away. It's crazy.
Eventually, though, they did decide, had enough of this.
Yep. Headed out
Oh,
towards
those
the
guys
road.
are big.
Yeah, they're big.
Yeah, they were.
Well, girls, probably hens.
They made a little appearance this morning, right during the 6:30 news. Jonathan has posted it on Facebook, the video he took, and we appreciate that. And if you want to check it out, we already had a few people like or love the video.
You see a lot of turkeys at my new place too, actually, and deer. There's a couple of fawns that prance around our front yard.
It's the Mike Percha fan club. They found out where you live.
Yeah, it's not a fan club you want to be part of because I look at them, I'm like, future dinner.
Let us know of your opportunities. 7:44 on WSGW. Well, speaking of that, food dinner. Got some food stuff here. Of course, never stops that those that have product are trying to find ways to maybe find people to try out different variations. It's marketing. It gets attention. Of course, we talk about on the morning team. No doubt this is why they do it. But I found 3 of them that just popped up in the last day or so. First of all, let me see. Let me get rid of this first. I got to get rid of the turkey video. Let me see if I can find the picture I put up here. We'll start with that one. Cheez-It. A little snack cracker.
I feel like I've heard of this one before, and I want to try it.
Well, it says that they finally released it, and it's actually going to drop in stores starting on Monday. Cheez-It and Hidden Valley Ranch are teaming up. Now, wonder if you're thinking about, we did reference earlier this year, there was another concoction.
Was it goldfish or something like that?
It was some kind of dressing that came up, a cheesy ranch dressing or something.
Oh, yeah. So they made ranch I looked it up. They made ranch that's like Cheez-It flavored.
Yeah.
And now they're making Cheez-Its that are ranch flavored.
Yeah, that's the difference.
A wonderful partnership.
We talked about that first one. Now this is
Put them both together.
Dip the one in the other.
Oh, would that be an overload, or would that just be a 2 times the good stuff? And it says here the snack drop comes just months after the companies came together to create that cheesy ranch, the bottled sauce, and now you have the cracker. And it's supposed to drop in July, like on Monday. It does say that for those who want to get an early jump on it, you could do an online order, but I went online and sold out. So you're going to have to wait till you can find them in the stores starting on July 1st. I'm guessing at stores near you. It says limited time, so we'll see how long they may last. Maybe it'll be limited, maybe it'll be so popular, but there you go. Cheez-It fans or Hidden Valley Ranch fans, you've now got them together in the cracker form.
Unpopular opinion. I don't like Cheez-Its.
You don't?
That is a very unpopular opinion.
Cheez-Its, yeah.
Really?
I have weird taste buds, though. I don't like watermelon either. So, everybody looks at me like I'm an alien.
Okay.
I like the white cheddar cheese.
Is this the look I'm trying to...
Yeah, something similar.
I'm trying to mimic it right now. Don't like Cheez-Its, don't like watermelon. We got to talk.
What do you do during the summer?
I manage. I'm here. My childhood was okay without the watermelon.
I can't believe it.
All right, well, how about this then? I'll offer another one to you. How about Pringles announcing it's releasing a new flavor? And the new flavor, the newest creation is, and there's the new packaging, sweet chili sauce crisps.
Ooh.
Yeah. It is a little sweet and spicy combination featuring the Pringles classic crunchy potato chip with a sweet sauce flavor and a hint of spicy cayenne pepper. Sweet chili sauce crisps.
That might be all right. I hope it's better than the chips I had the other day.
Should we ask?
I bought some barbecue chips, and I don't even remember what brand they were, but it was like biting into a block of salt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I love salt. What was the hook me up here?
I mean, I like salt too, but when there was no barbecue.
You wanted more barbecue than
It
yeah.
was just like eating a mouthful of salt. I'm like, ugh.
Well, if you're going to try these, you got to try them quickly because once again, a limited time flavor. Don't know how long they're going to last.
I like the color they're using on the packaging. It's very eye catching.
It is. It's what color?
Like a fuchsia.
Okay, I'll trust you.
I don't know.
Pink. So that's all I see.
That works for me.
Yeah, it looks pink.
All right, and finally, the other one. We got one more for you, and not surprising, a Oreo.
Sweet chili Oreo.
Now, this is actually something that has been done. It's just that they're doing it a little differently. This is a new mint chip Oreo. Oreo already sells a mint edition with the cream that's mint.
Yeah.
So this not only has the cream flavor, but they also have added mint chips in the cream. So,
in case the minty cream was not enough.
Yeah.
Let's put some mint chips in it.
Sounds like the Andes can't,
yeah.
I love those things.
Like the things you get on your pillow in a hotel room.
Yeah, one of those little things. Well, I do tell you though, one of the reasons I mentioned this story too, and this is limited edition by the way, but I'm warning Oreo right now because what they've done is they've replaced the wafer with a waffle design, kind of like a waffle ice cream cone.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but the problem is, okay, here's the packaging. The packaging shows a giant waffle bowl Oreo with mint ice cream piled in there. If I open up that package, I'm expecting to find that in the package. based on some of the lawsuits that we've had
I
filed.
was just going to say, are you going to sue if you don't
I'm
get
going to
it?
sue.
We're going to be talking about
False
this in 2
advertising.
months.
If I don't find the waffle bowl full of mint Oreo ice cream, if I just find a cookie with 2 wafers and some cream slapped inside it, I'm sorry, find me a lawyer. I'm going to be rich.
You hear that? You hear that, Oreo? You've been warned.
They do also have a picture of the cookie on the front. So they're being a little bit more honest than some of the other ones.
Maybe they could claim that, it is a cookie. So we do have the actual cookie. This is just nothing more than just to kind of.
Yeah. Whereas some of the other lawsuits that we saw didn't have an actual version of the product on the front. It was.
We need a lawyer to comment. We need, I guess
we need to know.
Maybe there's an out. Maybe they consulted with their legal team to create it just this way.
They were listening and they know that these lawsuits were taking place, and they said we got to cover all our bases.
I am not versed in legalese, but I can imagine that Charlie, the lawyer, would tell you you're full of it.
You tell me that anytime. It's your morning team on WSGW, now going up to the hour, up to the minute news, business, your weather, your sports. It's 7:51.
From Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz. Our top story this hour, a new list of proposed hunting regulation looks to aim at the growing deer population in the southern part of the state. The newly formed Deer Management Initiative examined all of the deer data and created proposals for new regulations. Among those listed proposals include the following: the ability to use drones to help aid in deer recovery, expanded early and late antlerless deer seasons to public land, reinstating baiting in counties that have no evidence of chronic wasting disease or bovine tuberculosis, and expanded hunter access programs. Chad Stewart, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources deer, elk, and moose management specialist, said the number of hunters is down, which is one of the main reasons why deer populations are soaring in some parts of the state. A West Michigan police department is warning people about Orbeez guns. Jim Lee Hockey explains.
The Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety is warning residents of a trend where groups of people are targeting unsuspected people and shooting them with water beads. The water beads, known by the brand name of Orbeez, are small pellets that absorb water and are fired out of pellet guns. Authorities are warning that anyone caught firing or possessing the Orbeez guns in an unlawful manner will be subject to arrest. For Michigan News Source, I'm Jim Lee Hockey.
The American Civil Liberties Union of Michigan has filed a challenge to the state's ban on Medicaid-funded abortions, arguing the law violates the constitutional right to reproductive freedom that Michigan voters enshrined in the state constitution in November of 2022. Came 2 days after a judge in the same court blocked the enforcement of other state regulations on abortion in an order that ended the state's 24-hour waiting period. For Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz.
At 8 o'clock on CBS News, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump faced off for their first debate of 2024 yesterday. 2 people who responded to the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas 2 years ago are now facing criminal charges, and Iranians are voting for a new president today.
Stories coming up at 8 o'clock on WSGW as we continue up to that hour. And your up-to-the-minute reports now, a business report being brought to you by the Anderson Group at R.W. Baird in Saginaw. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11:30 and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11:50. That's when you get the official stock market reporting and the ticker tips from Steve, David, and Teresa of R.W. Baird in Saginaw. Online, you're going to saginaw.bairdwealth.com. That's saginaw.bairdwealth.com. And you're calling 989-790-5724. Now to the Fox Business Report, and it's 7:54.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Nike's sales were disappointing in the recent quarter. It's seeing softer consumer demand in North America and China. Sales declined 2% from last year. Nike's also predicting business will continue to soften in the next year. Nike shares are down 14%. Tractor Supply is ending its diversity and environmental efforts after weeks of criticism on social media. Tractor Supply says it will focus instead on agricultural education animal welfare, veteran causes, and being a good neighbor. Instead of carbon emission goals, it will focus on land and water conservation. This morning, the PCE index is released, an important update on inflation. Core inflation is estimated to have increased just 0.1% in May. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Posola, invested in you.
All right, people, let's get this meeting started.
Where are the chairs?
Gone. Research shows standing meetings are quicker.
What research is that?
Topic 1. CDW helped us deploy Mac supercharged by Apple Silicon for the way we work now. So how's their speed?
Fast.
Battery life?
Long.
Cyber threat protection?
Strong.
Ownership costs?
Low.
Great. This meeting is...
Adjourned. Wow, that was fast.
Yep, that's the research.
With Mac configured by CDW, a solution that works for everyone isn't just possible, it's powerful. Find out more at cdw.com/getmac.
It's up to the hour, and you're up to the minute weather on WSGW at 7:55. WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with dew points going up through your Friday. We could see an isolated shower after 5 o'clock. Otherwise, still pretty dry as we go throughout the daytime today. It's tonight and Saturday morning where more scattered showers and some thunderstorms pick up. And we're giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. Primarily a wind gust threat, though some hail, also an isolated tornado, cannot be completely ruled out. 82 on Saturday, 71 on Sunday, partly to mostly sunny and dry for the second half of the weekend. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
It's a steady barometer of 3004. It's a southeast wind at 5. It's 58 at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world. Going up to the hour with your up to the minute sports. That's next.
I'm Paul Young, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Build the wall, deport illegals, put America first. That's Paul Young's plan, the conservative choice for Congress. Pro-Trump and proud of it. Paul Young will secure our border and bring back Michigan jobs. Young served in President Trump's administration, enforcing immigration law to keep illegals out. That's why Young's been with Trump since 2016 and never wavered. But Mary Draves, she serves Democrats. Gretchen Whitmer handpicked Draves to her climate council to push tax hikes and mandates on Michiganders. It's no wonder why Draves backed Biden's Green New Deal and opposed Trump's policies to protect American workers. Draves even donated to Trump-hating Democrats who tried to impeach him. We can't trust Mary Draves to stand with Trump, and Michigan can't afford to send her to Congress. Paid for by Paul Young for Congress.
It is up to the hour. Up to the minute sports with WSGW. 7:58. Tigers fell to the Angels 5-0 last night. Not much to say about that game. Hopefully there's something to say about tonight's game. Tigers and Angels on 9:10 broadcast on 790 AM WSGW with Kenta Maeda pitching. Not much to say about the Great Lakes Loons, unfortunately. The Lake County Captains beat our Great Lakes Loons 13-3. And the same two teams at Lake County tonight at 7 o'clock. Pistons in the second round yesterday. First of all, traded up. Traded a 53rd pick to Minnesota, getting Wendell Moore Jr. and the 37th pick. And with that 37th pick, the Pistons chose Bobby Klintman, a 6'9" forward who is from Sweden. Most recently played in the NBL in Australia. You're up to the hour, up to the minute sports on WSGW as we're heading toward 8 o'clock and CBS News. Coming up when more from the WSGW newsroom. It's 7:59.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
It is news time on WSGW. It's 8 o'clock.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
Debating the issues.
He created 15,000 new jobs. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants.
Stretching the truth.
Every single thing he said is a lie.
As Biden struggles.
It was awful. It was awful.
Good morning. I'm Deborah Rodriguez with the CBS World News Roundup. It was a presidential debate that could drastically change the course of the campaign. Many Democrats are calling President Biden's performance last night disappointing and painful. The review from President Biden himself.
I think you did well. Do you have any concerns about your performance? No, it's hard to debate a liar.
These voters in Oakland, California aren't as generous.
It just seemed extremely geriatric.
I don't know how the campaign is going to recover.
Correspondent Nancy Cordes is in Atlanta, where the face-off took place.
From the very start of the debate, it was clear something was wrong.
You know, the fact of the matter is that
it wasn't just the president's voice, weakened by what aides described as a days-long cold. It was also his answers, which sometimes meandered or trailed off.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Trump seized on this halting answer about immigration.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers. I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
The president's struggles drew attention away from a blizzard of false claims from Donald Trump on health care.
I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors.
On his economic record.
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country.
On his legal troubles.
He indicted me because I was his opponent.
And on abortion.
He's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month and kill the baby. That is simply not true. We are not for late-term abortion, period. Period, period.
By the end of the debate, panic was spreading through the Democratic Party.
That was not what we needed from Joe Biden, and it's personally painful for a lot of people.
People feel like that we are confronting a crisis. Even the vice president didn't sugarcoat it. It was a slow start. That's obvious to everyone. I'm not going to debate that. Both candidates provided some truly surreal moments, like this exchange about Trump's hush money verdict.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. Having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant. I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat. I didn't have sex with a porn star.
UVA political analyst Larry Sabato says the debate has sparked talk about a replacement.
I've received more messages than I can count from Democrats who are, on the one hand, panicking, on the other, trying to find a way to get another nominee.
A decision on whether to replace Mr. Biden would have to come from the president himself. A day after the Supreme Court announced a decision allowing Idaho hospitals to provide emergency abortions, justices could release more opinions today, 2 of them involving Donald Trump. Loyola law professor Lori Levinson.
We're waiting for the decisions that affect former President Trump, both the question of whether he has immunity and also the question of whether the obstruction statute can be used in prosecuting him and others. Other big cases that we still haven't received the decisions on, including decisions that affect the homeless, that affect the power of agency.
It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe."
Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
The first criminal charges have been filed in a mass school shooting in Texas over failed police response.
Former Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo, booked on 10 felony counts of child endangerment and abandonment, was briefly booked into the county jail before being released on a $10,000 bond. A second officer also indicted on similar charges. Families of those killed gathered outside of the county jail calling for more indictments against law enforcement. Brett Cross lost his 10-year-old son, Uzziah Garcia.
There were children in there and they did nothing. And that is neglect and that is negligence, and they need to be charged for that as well.
Uvalde officials expected to unseal the indictments this morning. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
Public school kids in Oklahoma will be learning lessons from the Bible, including the 10 Commandments. State Superintendent Ryan Walters says it'll provide a complete understanding of Western civilization.
Every teacher, every classroom in the state will have a Bible in the classroom, and we'll be teaching from the Bible.
A few years from now, students in California won't be able to graduate high school without completing a course on balancing a checkbook, managing credit cards, and avoiding scams. State lawmakers have passed a bill mandating a personal finance course. This Mesa Verde student took such a class.
Learning how to do the bills, manage, all that. That's something I wish I learned when I was a bit younger.
Uber and Lyft drivers in Massachusetts are getting raises. As part of a settlement with the state attorney general, they'll make a minimum of $32.50 an hour. They'll also get guaranteed paid sick leave. A father-son dream come true in the NBA.
The Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James.
LeBron's son, the 55th draft picked overall, still has to make the team to be part of the first family duo to play at the same time. It was an emotional moment for his dad, who tells ESPN,
spending a full year with him in the same uniform, that would be the icing on the cake.
Now to the NFL. The league's been ordered to pay nearly $5 billion in damages in a long-running class action lawsuit. It claims the NFL violated antitrust laws by selling Sunday Ticket, a package of games, to a single satellite TV service that jacked up prices. A presidential timepiece is back where it belongs.
A square deal politically?
The silver pocket watch Teddy Roosevelt carried in 1898 as he led the Rough Riders at San Juan Hill has been returned to Sagamore Hill on Long Island 37 years after it was stolen. Turned up at an auction house in Florida. A renamed highway will take you straight to Jimmy Buffett's favorite place.
Wasting away again in Margarita.
Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a bill into law designating Highway A1 along Florida's Atlantic coast Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. It ends in Key West, where the singer got his start. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
Hey, 8:25, we have a little musical variety, an update and a reminder that PBS once again is going to be rocking tonight with a special series that we've been talking about, and we'll bring you up to date on that at 8:25. Bring you up to date on sports at 8:20. Oh, tough updates for the Tigers and the Loons. Pistons draft, the Dow Championship, which is underway at the Midland Country Club for round 2 today. We'll have that. We have news, of course, which we'll have coming up. News and weather. The forecast of clouds today, dry, though later this afternoon toward the evening hours, that's when maybe some rain moves in. We'll find out, obviously. It's 60 degrees now. Now in the WSGW newsroom, here's Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. A Genesee County man was recently reported missing and has been found dead. Police say 33-year-old Austin James Berger, who they described as a vulnerable adult, went missing June 23rd. He was last seen in the 16,000 block of Highland Trail in Fenton Township. Police say Berger's body was discovered around 4 p.m. yesterday in Marl Lake in Fenton Township. According to police, the cause of death appears to be accidental drowning. They say there are no indications of foul play at this early stage of the investigation. After being fired from her job for tasing a fellow corrections officer, a former Saginaw County Jail employee has been charged with a misdemeanor. Angeline Young was a corrections officer for the Saginaw County Sheriff's Department. On March 24th, Young allegedly deployed a taser at the other officer, who was not seriously injured. The incident was recorded on surveillance video. According to the department, the incident was a practical joke, though the victim was unaware of Young's actions until it was too late. She was fired June 12th and is now charged with assault and battery. She is currently free on bond. Results are in from the Great Lakes Bay Junior Golf Championship held at Midland's Curry Golf Course June 17th. The event was established in partnership with First Tee Eastern Michigan, open to both boys and girls ages 10 to 18 who reside or attend school in Bay, Isabella, Midland, and Saginaw counties. There were 3 age divisions within the event: 10 to 12, 13 to 15, and 16 to 18. 68 kids in all participated in the event. The winner of the girls ages 10 to 12 was Lydia Wilson, and the boys' winner was Aiden Beebe. The boys' winner for 13 to 15 was Evan Wenzel and Alexis Hines for the girls. In the boys' 16 to 18 division, first place went to Colton Lower, while Sophie Lee took first place for the girls. Each division's winners received personalized trophies during the Wednesday opening ceremonies of the Dow Championship LPGA Golf Tournament. The Flint Mass Transportation Authority, or MTA, has announced the addition of 2 new energy-efficient buses to its fleet. Thanks to a $4.3 million grant from the Federal Transit Administration, the MTA was able to buy new hydrogen fuel cell buses as part of its Project Zero, MTA Flint reducing emissions through hydrogen fuel cell transit development. The buses are replacing diesel-powered buses near the end of their lives. The MTA is also supplementing its fleet with electric vehicles, receiving $4.7 million for 5 electric buses and electric vehicle charging stations. Consumers Energy, in partnership with the MTA, has also donated an additional electric bus. MTA officials say the long-term goal is to replace its entire fleet with alternative fuel vehicles. The MTA has saved more than $4.5 million over the past 5 years when it began its zero emissions goal. WSGW News Time, 8:12.
At Meijer, we know there's nothing better than celebrating together and saving with fresh summer deals. Now through Saturday, get juicy sweet large seedless watermelon for $2.99 or sweet corn 5 for $1. Even tasty pork back ribs are just $2.99 per pound. You'll find even more fresh deals on crowd favorites like fresh from Meijer 8-inch fruit pies for $4.99 and Meijer chicken wings for $2.49 per pound. Shop these fresh summer deals at Meijer before they're gone. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in store or in the Meijer app.
Want to make your night out a little more fun? Try some music, some friends, and a few rounds of Club Keno.
I won!
But how can the Michigan Lottery make Club Keno more fun?
Tripler time!
That's right, Tripler Time's back. All this month, random Club Keno tickets will have a doubler or tripler message. Find one, and your Club Keno and extra prizes will be doubled or tripled. So triple your fun.
Yeah!
With Club Keno Tripler Time, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
WSGW News Time, 8:13. The 66-year-old woman charged with killing 2 children and injuring several others when her SUV slammed into the Swan Boat Club in Monroe County has been ordered to stand trial. Testimony in the preliminary hearing for Michelle Chidester indicated she had a blood alcohol level more than twice the legal limit. Monroe County Sheriff's Deputy Stephen Schmidt was responsible for different sobriety tests on the scene.
Can you please tell me what the results of that report are?
The crime lab detected gabapentin in her system.
Does it provide a level or it just indicates gabapentin?
It says 1.3 UG per milliliter. I don't know what UG stands for.
Understood.
Gabapentin is a medication treating seizures. Chidester claims the crash was caused by a medical condition. She's been charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and other drunk driving charges. 8-year-old Alana Phillips and her 4-year-old brother Zane were killed in the crash. There's an effort in West Michigan to fight homelessness. A new initiative has been launched to help find permanent housing for 100 homeless people in 100 days. The effort by the Grand Rapids Area Coalition to End Homelessness will focus on those facing chronic homelessness. There's a special fundraising effort for some of Grand Rapids' finest on its police force, its canines. Grand Rapids Police are working with Canines of Valor and 30 by 30 fundraising to get money for protective vests for its 8 canines on the force. They're hoping to raise at $28,000 for the vests. U.S. tariffs on Chinese-made vehicles mean a delay for an eagerly anticipated electric vehicle from Volvo. Jeff Gilbert explains.
Volvo's small EX30 EV, which had already been delayed once, now won't go on sale until next year. That's because the current version is being built in China, and a European production line won't get up and running until next year. The EX30 had originally stickered for the mid-30s. The final sale price won't be announced until it reaches the market next year. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
And Miss Wheelchair Michigan is on a mission, Charlie. She's preparing for the national competition later this summer and at the same time lobbying lawmakers for better wages and benefits for caregivers. Shant Favors is a 41-year-old wife and mother from Taylor. Since winning the Miss Wheelchair crown in November, she's traveled across the state meeting lawmakers, leaders, and people of all abilities. Favors would like to see a fund established for disabled Americans to help them with personal care assistance, regardless of insurance status.
All right. I'm sure we'll hear more about that then. Mike, thank you. On WSGW, let's hear more about weather. The forecast, the update of WNEM. First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with increasing dew points through the day for your Friday. We could see a couple of isolated showers after 5 o'clock this evening, but any rain that falls before sundown is still expected to stay pretty light. It's through the overnight tonight and your Saturday morning where we see more scattered rain and thunderstorms picking up, giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. That is just an isolated risk, but all types of severe weather are possible, so we do want to make you aware of that. It's primarily a wind gust threat still, but some hail can't be ruled out, and if a storm interacts with the lake breeze near Lake Huron, we can't rule out an isolated tornado too. By Saturday, a high of 82, then 71 on Sunday with partly to mostly sunny skies. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
It is a steady barometer 3004. It is a southeast wind at 8. 60 degrees at WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world. Hang out for sports. Next.
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy any 2 16-ounce Shine Waters for $4. Or get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy 2 1-liter Propel or Gatorade water for only $5. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores. A family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You know, this is getting out of control. Our government is sinking $1 trillion in debt every 100 days. That's right, $1 trillion every 100 days. Do you want to bail the government out of debt? I didn't think so. I know I sure don't. This is Linda, and when I worry about the national debt, I turn to safe haven assets like gold and silver. And that's why we partnered with the highest rated gold company, Goldco. They have earned over 5,000 five-star reviews from tens of thousands of happy customers who diversified their savings with gold and silver. Today, Goldco is offering you up to 8 years in free IRA fees plus 8% instant match in bonus silver with a qualified account. Call 855-815-GOLD for free IRA fees, bonus silver, free gold, and silver info kit. What are you waiting for? Safeguard your money with physical gold and silver before it's too late. That's what I did. Call 855-815-GOLD, 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD.
For sports on WSGW, it's 8:20. Tigers out west and against the Angels last night. 5-0. What's there to say when you only get 2 hits? No walks. Riley Green had 2 of the 4 hits. 4 hits, I think. Did I say 2 hits? 4 hits. Riley Green had 2. No walks. This game only lasted 2 hours and 5 minutes. It was that quick. Jack Flaherty giving up all 5 runs in 5 2/3 innings of work. His personal 4-game winning streak snapped. For the Angels, Davis Daniel on the mound, his first major league start. Now, he's come out of the bullpen, but this is the first time he's ever started a game. 8 shutout innings. He thinks he'll be starting another game. Tigers and Angels tonight, 9:10 broadcast on 790 AM WSGW, and Kenta Maeda is going to be on the mound. The Lake County Captains beat up our Great Lakes Loons 13-3 last night. It was actually a pretty close game. I mean, the Loons trailed 2-1 in the 6th, but that's when the Captains put 5 runs on the board. So now it's a 7-1 game. And then in the 8th, 6 more runs. Jordan Thompson had 2 hits and 2 RBI, and 2 hits for Kyle Nevin. The Loons at Captains again tonight at 7. From the NBA, day 2 of the draft, and the Pistons traded up to get the 37th pick. Pistons trading a 53rd pick to Minnesota to get that 37th pick and Wendell Moore Jr. With the 37th pick, the Pistons selected Bobby Klintman, 6'9" forward from Sweden, 6'9", most recently played in the NBL in Australia. From hockey, the Saginaw Spirit releasing the preseason schedule of 5 games that'll be played before the regular season this fall. The first 3 games actually part of a weekend showcase at Kitchener featuring the Spirit, Brantford, Erie, and Kitchener. That's August 30th, 31st, September 1st. Then September 18th at the Sioux, and the only home preseason game, September 22nd at the Dow. That'll be versus Sault Ste. Marie as well. Former Red Wings GM Ken Holland, who's been with the Oilers for the past 5 seasons. They've parted company, the Oilers and Kenny Holland. He's 68. He won 3 Stanley Cups with the Red Wings. Helped the Oilers reach the playoffs in all 5 of his years. Got to the finals this year, but lost to Florida. The Dow Championship, the Midland Country Club. Hey, we've got a leader team going into today's second round. Jennifer Kupcho and Allie Ewing were one of 3 teams tied for the lead at 6 under. Kupcho and Ewing are already off, and through the first 3 holes today are 2 under, so they lead the field by 2 strokes at 8 under par. The rest of the field is still to tee off. The Rocket Mortgage in Detroit, the PGA Tour. Ake Batia is in the lead by 1 stroke after the first round. This is the tournament that features that 15-year-old Miles Russell. He's participating in his first PGA event ever. He's right now 2 over and 10 shots back. That's your sports with WSGW at 8:24.
This farm has been in my family for 50 years. To be able to sustain our land, we've had to look at new ways of doing things. By installing solar panels on our farm, we're able to generate electricity for our community and revenue for our family. I say seeing is believing. You can have solar and agriculture working together. I'm proud of what we're doing, and I'm glad we're able to keep this land in my family.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/radio. That's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio.
Time to rock you a little bit here with the morning team of you and Charlie, Mike, and Jonathan on WSGW. It's 8:25. It's another weekly reminder of rock on PBS.
One foot on the brake and one on the gas. Where there's too much traffic, I can't pass no.
Remember the last couple of Fridays, we've had updates about how PBS has got a Rock Legends series going on. Yeah. Well, tonight, this is one of the featured biographies. Sammy Hagar. Yeah. This is going to be at 9 o'clock tonight. As it says, tracing Hagar's path to fame, beginning as a poverty-stricken child to launching a successful solo career, joining Van Halen, remember that, and took over when David Lee Roth took off, and how he continued to leave his mark even after he left Van Halen, and it says, left the world of the hard rock genre too. I don't know what Sammy's doing these days.
I saw him in an interview with Guy Fieri, I think. The celebrity chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
really?
were doing some kind of Sammy Hagar's still got lots of money. They were flying in his personal jet.
Well, I'm sure he does.
Yeah. This was a few years ago though, so I don't know about today, but
well, maybe we'll find out more tonight.
Yeah. I wanted to say too, that song, I Can't Drive 55. I can't drive 55. But that's because my car only does 47.
Well, that's at 9 o'clock. And then the PBS Rock Legends series will continue with another artist being highlighted at 10 o'clock. And it would be this artist. That's Sebastian Bach with Skid Row. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hair metal of the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't consider them metal per se.
No, but they had hair.
Yeah, they had the hair. Hard rock.
And the tease line says, outlining how a small town kid from Canada becomes the ultimate bad boy of hard rock from a job offer as a rock frontman at the age of 14.
Really?
Really?
That's young. What band was that?
Well, it doesn't say. It just says fronting for 14. But
because Skid Row, their first popular song was 18 in Life.
Well, I forgot about that song. Yeah. Well, perhaps again, we'll know more if you're watching PBS Rock Legends tonight. Again, 9 o'clock, it is Sammy Hagar. 10 o'clock, it is Sebastian Bach. And I think that's the last of them. They had 6 that we featured on Fridays. We kind of brought you up to date for those that want to rock out on PBS. Right there. And after PBS, it'll be another rerun of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
The hardest core of them all.
I bet you Mr. Rogers would have liked it.
Are you considering retirement? Are you turning 65 years old soon? You should be working with a local independent agency, not the insurance company, to get you the Medicare plan that fits your needs. MCare Choices, formerly Medicare Choices in Saginaw, is an independent agency that will work for you. They will shop your needs with major insurance carriers and get excellent coverage with competitive premium options. MCare Choices, formerly Medicare Choices, 989-899-7820. That's 989-899-7820.
On a Friday with WSGW, you, Charlie, Mike, Jonathan, as we together are on an unofficial start to the weekend, the final weekend in June, don't you know? Got some events and activities to throw at you. We'll do that coming up. I'll even throw at you, too, an event that it'll be coming up in July, and it could involve you. And the Saginaw County Fair, got to think about that. You know, fair season's really going to be kicking in, too, in July. So we'll get to that. We'll get to weather. Forecast high of 78 today with a mostly cloudy sky. Right now it is 60 degrees. Let's get to the news in the WSGW newsroom and Mike Percha.
Thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Multiple fire departments responded to Bay County's Hampton Township last night for a fire at a trucking company. According to witnesses, smoke from a pole building fire at McFarland Trucking and Excavating at 930 North Wagner Road could be seen for miles around the area. Crews arrived on the scene around 8 o'clock and were able to put the fire out in about an hour and a half. The pole building contained semi-trucks, personal vehicles, and boats. Officials say the building was a total loss. However, no injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. The crash in Saginaw yesterday morning knocked out power to about 20 residents. According to WNEM TV5, police are investigating the crash that occurred around midnight in the area of Davenport Avenue and Taft Street when an SUV struck a utility pole. The vehicle continued on for about a block, according to reports, crossing 3 lanes of traffic before crashing into a resident's yard. It isn't clear if anyone was injured in the crash. Consumers Energy crews responded to the scene to repair the damaged pole and to restore power. The names of 2 teens killed in separate shooting incidents in Genesee County have been released. On Tuesday, a shootout at a home on Hilton Lane in Beecher resulted in the death of 17-year-old Kamari Lindsay. A second 17-year-old was critically injured in that incident, but is expected to survive. An 18-year-old male suspect was arrested in connection with that shooting. Police say another shooting in Flint on Wednesday, 2 male victims were shot and killed in the 1300 block of Banbury Place. 15-year-old Dom Ward was one of the victims, while a 13-year-old boy was also killed. However, his name has not been released at this time. No suspect information is available in the Flint shooting. Police say, however, the 2 incidents may be related. State Representative Timmy Beeson has successfully secured an amendment aimed at protecting Bay City residents and businesses from new toll enforcement measures. The amendment this week was meant to protect the businesses and families from toll rules in House Bill 5733. The bill requires the Secretary of State to enforce tolling measures in the state of Michigan, but now it will only apply to international bridges, excluding Liberty and Independence bridges in Bay City. Beeson argued the change was necessary to prevent complications for locals, including rental companies and families and travelers affected by unpaid tolls. He emphasized that the amendment provides a sensible solution to local issues. Beeson has colleagues who also supported the amendment. The state fire marshal is urging everyone to have a safe 4th of July holiday weekend by handling fireworks with care and caution. More than 10,000 injuries and burns are treated in hospital emergency rooms each year due to firework malfunction and misuse, with 73% of those injuries occurring in the weeks before and after the 4th of July. Fire Marshal Kevin Selmeyer provides some safety tips when handling fireworks, which include always follow the manufacturer's directions when handling, have an adult supervise firework activities, even with teens, and the use of sparklers. Sparklers can burn between 12 to 1,800 degrees. Designate a safe perimeter away from people, houses, dry areas, and flammable materials at least 25 feet away, and ensure people and pets are out of range before lighting fireworks. For these and other tips on fireworks safety, visit miprevention.org or follow My Prevention on social media. WSGW News Time, 8:34.
Are you suffering from pain or injury to your hand, wrist, or elbow? It's time to call the Katranji Institute, where they treat all hand, wrist, and elbow injuries and issues such as carpal tunnel and fractures in the fingers, hand, wrist, short arm, and elbow. They have more specific expertise than any physician group in all of Mid-Michigan. The Katranji Institute has over 50 years of combined experience and has convenient locations throughout Mid-Michigan, including one in Burton, and accept all major insurances. Visit them at katranjiinstitute.com or call 855-617-HAND.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
WSGW News Time, 8:35. The Detroit Riverfront Conservancy's Board of Directors has voted to end a contract with former longtime CEO Mark Wallace, who has been serving as an advisor since disgraced former CFO William Smith was ousted. On Thursday, the board voted to terminate Wallace's contract. He had been serving as an advisor to the Conservancy after resigning over a $40 million embezzlement scheme allegedly orchestrated by Smith, who worked under Wallace for a decade. Citing sources, the Detroit News says board members have become increasingly alarmed in recent weeks, wondering how millions of dollars could be stolen without Wallace's knowledge. Some have also questioned his lack of oversight. Wallace has not responded to a request for comments. A notable inclusion in the state budget approved over this past week was a $75 million investment in after-school programs. Erin Skeen Pratt is the executive director for Michigan After School Partnership.
You can think of programs like community-based organizations, churches, libraries, Parks and Rec, the Y's, Boys and Girls Club, etc. Really, the point is to be able to provide space for youth to help with math and reading and science, as well as to help with their mental, physical well-being, and even career exploration.
Skeen Pratt says more than 750,000 kids are on wait lists for after-school programming across the state of Michigan. Ishpeming in the Upper Peninsula is looking for a new city manager. That's after the city council fired current manager Craig Cugini. No reason was given for the termination. Cugini became its city manager in 2020. Finance Director Grant Gershkow will serve as interim city manager as council conducts a search for a permanent replacement. And Charlie, we're in the midst of summer, and this is a big time for weddings. That's been one of the top searches this month on Google. Google Trends expert Chanel Parks says people are searching for micro weddings.
One, to make them more intimate, but also I think they cost significantly less. And so weddings is a big one, especially like for guests as well. Like, what should I wear to a wedding? You know, a lot of people are using Gemini to see what color should I wear to a wedding. A lot of people are worried, can they wear black to weddings?
Park says other big searches this month: TV shows, pop songs, and the NBA Finals.
All right. So did you match up with those who are searching with Google? It is 8:38 on WSGW. And the WSGW forecast of weather from WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with increasing dew points through the day for your Friday. We could see a couple of isolated showers after 5 o'clock this evening, but any rain that falls before sundown is still expected to stay pretty light. It's through the overnight tonight and your Saturday morning where we see more scattered rain and thunderstorms picking up, giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. That is just an isolated risk, but all types of severe weather are possible, so we do want to make you aware of that. It's primarily a wind gust threat still, but some hail can't be ruled out, and if a storm interacts with the lake breeze near Lake Huron, we can't rule out an isolated tornado too. By Saturday, a high of 82, then 71 on Sunday with partly to mostly sunny skies. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
The barometer at 3004 is steady. The wind is southeast at 8. 60 degrees at WSGW. Your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region, your connection to the world. The only extra weather message that we have is not in our area. It's into the UP. Schoolcraft County has a beach hazard statement. No, not the Lake Michigan shoreline for once. Other than that, though, it seemingly is quiet, at least at this time. Let's hope it stays that way.
I'm Paul Young, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Build the wall. Deport illegals. Put America first. That's Paul Young's plan. The conservative choice for Congress. Pro-Trump and proud of it. Paul Young will secure our border and bring back Michigan jobs. Young served in President Trump's administration, enforcing immigration law to keep illegals out. That's why Young's been with Trump since 2016 and never wavered. But Mary Draves, she serves Democrats. Gretchen Whitmer handpicked Draves to her climate council to push tax hikes and mandates on Michiganders. It's no wonder why Draves backed Biden's Green New Deal and opposed Trump's policies to protect American workers. Draves even donated to Trump-hating Democrats who tried to impeach him. We can't trust Mary Draves to stand with Trump, and Michigan can't afford to send her to Congress. Paid for by Paul Young for Congress.
Get ready to rock your summer with Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel's free Tribute to Summer concert series. On July 11th, relive the glory days with The Rock Show, the ultimate tribute to Journey. Tommy K's vocals will make you feel like it's Steve Perry himself. Don't forget your lawn chairs and blankets. Gates open at 5 p.m., show starts at 7 p.m. Plus get $10 in premium play for attending. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. WSGW.
It is a Friday on WSGW, which means there are some events and activities that are happening for a weekend. Got a few suggestions for you, which we will do coming up. I first need to remind you that you're listening with WSW and your morning team of Charlie and Mike and Jonathan. We're presented by Paintball, Bay Road north of Shattuck and Saginaw. Rust proofing services. Sounds kind of funny to talk rust proofing in the summertime, but hey, get it done while you can get it done. That's one of the offerings that you get from Paintball. Find out more online at paintbullrepair.com. Paintball, the physical location is Bay Road, north of Shattuck in Saginaw. East side of the road, there's a red awning, there's a red trim on the building. Easy to find. Find online again, Paint Bull Repair, your morning team sponsor. And find online, Stormmaster Exteriors. Stormmaster Exteriors ensures that you can do your online listening. Or the support to make sure that that's all handled properly and appropriately, and services are paid for. And your studio work, too. That's being done through the services of Stormmaster Exteriors. Stormmaster Exteriors. You can gain peace of mind with that licensed and insured team. Stormmaster Exteriors doing all jobs, big or small, the utmost professionalism and care. Online, you visit stormmasterexteriors.com. Also, listen as we stream live on Facebook, on X, Twitch, and YouTube. And we appreciate those who are using that for listening. And appreciate those who send comments, too, because you can make direct comments and engage directly through those streaming services. 8:43 is the time. On WSGW, some events and some activities. I'd like to tell you that I have it in a decently recognizable chronological order, but nope, mainly because I dropped what I had to had in order, and things got a little messy. So hang with me here. The St. Stan's Polish Festival in Bay City, that's underway. Got underway last night and continues through the weekend with the carnivals, rides that you can enjoy, all the food and all the fun, all the activities. Always a big time for the St. Stan's Polish Festival and going on through Sunday. The best way to find out more is by visiting St. Stan's Polish Festival on Facebook. We should mention that at Pit and Balcony Theater, it started last night, but it continues tonight and tomorrow. evening performances at 8:30. It's called Milk Lemonade Regional Premiere. It is for mature content of an 11-year-old boy who lives on a farm. His only friend is a depressed chicken about to be processed. And there's exploration of gender, of sexuality, life, death, all part of Milk Lemonade at the Pit and Balcony tonight and tomorrow, 8:30, showtimes. pitandbalconytheater.com if you want to know more information. Coming up, let's see if we can try and keep this in some kind of order. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Let's talk about what's happening tomorrow at the Saginaw Art Museum. It's an art encounter. It's called Fiber Fun. And these art encounters happen at the Art Museum and free as you go into the Art Museum, SaginawArtMuseum.org, SaginawArtMuseum.org to find out more how you can enjoy an art encounter. Coming up today, we do have some of the Delta College Planetarium offerings. Cody Coyote's Adventure at 12:30. You have Mysteries of the Great Lakes at 2 o'clock. And that's what's going on today at the planetarium. Tomorrow, it's Dinosaurs, A Story of Survival at 2, and Aurora at 3:30, all at the Delta College Planetarium. Tickets on sale an hour before showtime. You can also enjoy today the Cosmic Dreamscapes. It's a premiere. I missed this one at the Delta College Planetarium. That's at 3:30. Again, Cosmic Dreamscapes, a premiere. It'll be playing on Fridays at 3:30 through August 30th, by the way, this brand new presentation. You can enjoy today a Saginaw River guided tour with the Princess Winona. That's at 1 o'clock. For tickets information, if you search up Princess Winona online, you can find out the information that you need to enjoy that. There's going to be, let me see what the date on this is. This is a reminder that on the weekend, you will have the Japanese Cultural Center Tea House and Gardens offering up its traditional Japanese tea ceremonies every Saturday at 2 o'clock. JapaneseCulturalCenter.org to find out more information. $10 per person. The walk-ins are welcome. Coming up, and some of the other regular presentations, especially a number of the weekly music concerts that take place in a number of communities, are taking a hiatus, if you will, for the week. That's because coming up next week, it is 4th of July week. Independence Day is next Thursday. So, as I said, some of those regular offerings are not taking place, going to take a week off, and then they'll come back and be on their regular schedule. So that's why you might not be hearing some of the updates that we might normally have when it comes to what's going on. I can tell you that the Saginaw Eddy Concert Band will continue its concerts on Sunday at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park. And on Sunday, ahead of Independence Day, it's called Stars and Stripes Forever. As you know, that Saginaw Eddy Concert Band will present a nice show with that. That's on Sunday, always free at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park, starting at 7 o'clock. Parking free as well. Coming up on Sunday, there will be a show at the Memorial Park in Frankenmuth with the Frankenmuth Women's Club. It's Bayou Country. That's going to be this Sunday, 7 o'clock, and again, free. That's at the Memorial Park in Frankenmuth with the Frankenmuth Women's Club. With the July 4th holiday coming up, the Bay City's Fireworks Festival will be getting underway next Thursday on Independence Day. The Fireworks Festival this year running Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. When it comes to fireworks, Thursday and Friday will be the shorter shows, and then the grand finale will be on Saturday night. But of course, all the carnival games and rides and festivities and food and fun and music, that's all part of the Bay City Fireworks Festival this coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, July 4th, 5th, and 6th. You just go online and search up Bay City Fireworks Festival and find out the information that you need. Of course, the Saginaw area fireworks will take place on July 4th itself, Independence Day night. Frankenmuth, I believe, is also on the 4th, as well as Midland as well. So there are a number of things that are happening into the weekend. Some that might be taking a little time off, but others that will be on schedule and certainly picking up again for the summer itself after the Independence Day week that comes up. Oh, I got another one that was handed to me. This has to do with a family fun day that's going to be taking place on Independence Day, July 4th itself. This is going to be at Funway Amusement Park, formerly Kokomo's on Tittabawassee Road. A craft show, a dunk tank, and a lot more that will be taking place. This is a family fun day starting at 2. Wristbands are $30 per person with unlimited attractions all day, starting at 2 with the Funway Amusement, formerly Kokomo's, right there on Tittabawassee Road. Some events and some activities. You got something going on? Let us know. Give me a shout through email, charlie@wsgw.com. We'll see what we can do to give you a mention so folks know what's going on. What's going on now is going up to the hour. You're up to the minute news and your business and your weather on WSGW. The time is 8:50.
From Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz. Our top story this hour, the Michigan legislature's handling of an $83 billion state budget proposal that sets an unusual path for getting money to public schools left some lawmakers who supported the bills on Thursday expressing disappointment and frustration. 6 members of the majority House Democratic caucus told the Detroit News less than 24 hours after the votes that they believe they've been misled by Democratic leadership and House Speaker Joe Tate, a Democrat of Detroit. They spoke on the condition they not be identified because some of them feared reprisal and others weren't authorized to speak publicly about the private conversations. The 6 Democrats said they were told by Democratic leadership a separate measure ensuring funding assistance for schools in the future would be sent to the Senate Thursday morning for a vote. But that didn't happen. Michigan's original and largest mac and cheese festival is returning to Kalamazoo this weekend. Tim Knight has the story.
The festival will feature dozens of mac and cheese samples, drinks, family-friendly entertainment, and attractions, and more. The event will take place Saturday at Homer Stryker Field, and for more information, visit macandcheesemi.com. For Michigan News Source, I'm Tim Knight.
An 11-year-old girl was rushed to the hospital Thursday after a firework reportedly blew the fingers off her hand in River Rouge. It happened about 5 p.m. Police said twin 11-year-old girls discovered the firework inside their home and lit it in a bathroom, assuming it was a sparkler or something not explosive. When they realized their mistake, the girls rushed to take the firework outside, but it blew up in one of the girls' hands while they were running through the home's kitchen. The girls ran to a neighbor they knew was a nurse who applied a tourniquet. Police said all 4 fingers were blown off her hand. The other sister suffered burns. For Michigan News Source.
And CBS News is coming up at 9 o'clock.
And we are minutes away from that news on WSGW as we continue to go up to that time of 9 o'clock with our up-to-the-minute reports of news and business and weather. So let's get to the business now. A Fox Business Report, and it's 8:53.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Electric vehicle maker Fisker is recalling more than 8,200 of its Ocean SUVs because door handles can stick and fail to open. The recall was announced by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Software firm CDK, which provides systems for car dealers, says problems could linger into next week from 2 cyber incidents on June 19th. It's continued to bring some dealers back online, but doesn't expect to restore all systems before Sunday. The Wall Street Journal says as many as half of new car dealerships in the U.S. have been impacted and need to use pen and paper and other workarounds. Wall Street will be reacting today to the PCE index, the inflation reading for May. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jean Coselda, invested in you.
All right, people, let's get this meeting started.
Where are the chairs?
Gone. Research shows standing meetings are quicker.
What research is that?
Topic 1. CDW helped us deploy Mac Supercharged by Apple Silicon for the way we work now. So how's their speed?
Fast.
Battery life?
Long.
Cyber threat protection?
Strong.
Ownership costs?
Low.
Great. This meeting is
adjourned. Wow, that was fast.
Yep, that's the research.
With Mac configured by CDW, a solution that works for everyone isn't just possible, it's powerful. Find out more at cdw.com/getmac.
$8:54, up to the hour continues on WSGW. Up to the minute weather, WNEM First Alert Meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
78 with increasing dew points through the day for your Friday. We could see a couple of isolated showers after 5 o'clock this evening, but any rain that falls before sundown is still expected to stay pretty light. It's through the overnight tonight and your Saturday morning where we see more scattered rain and thunderstorms picking up, giving you the first alert to the marginal risk for severe weather on Saturday. That is just an isolated risk, but all types of severe weather are possible, so we do want to make you aware of that. It's primarily a wind gust threat still, but some hail can't be ruled out, and if a storm interacts with the lake breeze near Lake Huron, we can't rule out an isolated tornado too. By Saturday, a high of 82, then 71 on Sunday with partly to mostly sunny skies. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Barometric pressure of 3004, steady, wind is southeast 8. 60 is the temp reading at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and your connection to the world.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Puts us at 8:56 on WSGW. Puts us in front of the news at 9. Then the Art Lewis Show. Once again, as Art is involved with the Dow Championship, the LPGA playing the Midland Country Club. Matt Fallon, over the next couple of hours, will be your host from the Midland Country Club as he is broadcasting live from the venue. And Matt will be coming up after the news here at 9 o'clock. Terry Henney's Farm Show at 11:30. Tigers baseball tonight. It's a 9:10 broadcast on 790 AM WSGW. Thanks to our Facebook friends. We had fun this morning. We had a visit during the 6:30 news. 3 turkeys came to our front door and started running around, and Jonathan Dent was able to capture video and posted it on Facebook. Posted it as my fan club was here, and certainly that fits. But we appreciate the comments. We had Joe commenting on our Facebook page about how it triggered a memory of Les Nessman at WKRP. Yeah, the great Thanksgiving episode with the turkeys. Thank you, Joe. That's a great radio memory from WKRP. Anyway, it's on our Facebook page if you want to check that out. We're out of here in song, and our song on a Friday is a flashback song. Our Friday flashbacks, where we go back those 10-year decade increments to find number one songs that stand the test of time and are still remembered and played today. Maybe songs long forgotten, maybe one-hit wonder songs. Same thing we could say with the artists and the groups that perform those songs. This is a song that 1974, so we're going back 50 years. It was number one for 2 weeks, but it's not a song that you really hear. When's the last time you heard this song? You're going to ask when I play it. Maybe you don't even remember it because it didn't get played. It was played big in 1974 when it was number one for 2 weeks at this time, but kind of got lost. And, well, the group didn't do that much anyway. 1974, Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. For 2 weeks, 50 years ago, number one, Billy, Don't Be a Hero. It was actually a cover song. That's Billy, Don't Be a Game of Hero.
The marching band came down along Main Street. The soldier blues fell in behind. I looked across and there I saw Billy waiting to go and join the line. And with her head upon his shoulder, his young and lovely fiancée. From where I stood, I saw she was crying, and through her tears I heard her say, Billy, don't be a hero, don't be a fool with She said, Billy, keep your head low. Billy, don't be a hero. Come back to me.
Yeah, 1974, Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
The soldier blues were trapped on a hillside. The battle
It was a cover song that Paper Lace, a band from the United Kingdom, made popular. But before they could release it in the U.S., Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods released it, and it became number one. For 2 weeks at this time in 1974, 50 years ago, your Friday flashback song. It's 9 o'clock.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. As expected, the 90-minute debate between President Biden and former President Trump last night got personal and quickly. During the CNN presidential debate, Trump accused Biden of weakness.
Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one who wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian. But they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
Biden, during the CNN presidential debate, referenced Trump's recent felony conviction in New York.
How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Trump repeated numerous lies and exaggerations throughout the evening, and Biden stumbled frequently on his answers, often failing to make his points, especially early in the debate. The two will have another chance to go at one another in September. I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. Now with more, here's Peter King.
The president's uneven performance has many Democrats worried about his viability as a candidate. As for Donald Trump, this CBS Morning's voter panel member says he wasn't perfect, but
he got better. But there were periods that, still got into a knockdown drag-out, but they both did. He's a little more animated with it, but he closed good.
CBS's John Dickerson says voters aren't exactly in love with Biden or Trump.
You have two candidates. The country has said they don't want either of them, told pollsters that regularly, and they got a debate that affirmed their underlying view that they don't like either one of these candidates.
The Supreme Court could announce decisions on the elections cases involving Trump this morning, but says Loyola law professor Lori Levinson.
Supreme Court has other big cases that we still haven't received the decisions on, including decisions that affect the homeless, that affect the power of agencies.
And we're awaiting a ruling from a judge in New Mexico on whether or not the manslaughter case against Alec Baldwin should be dismissed. He was charged after a prop gun on a movie set went off, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
One element of the prosecution's case against Alec Baldwin was that he was not only the lead actor, but also a producer. So his duty of care was higher than someone who merely recites his lines. The prosecution has maintained that it wasn't an orderly set, that many things were happening during the filming that suggested gross negligence.
Teddy Roosevelt's missing pocket watch is turned up at a Florida auction house 37 years after it was stolen. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ignite your independence with spectacular savings at Art Noe Appliance. The 4th of July sale is happening now. Ready to upgrade your kitchen or refresh your laundry room? They have star-spangled savings on top brands like KitchenAid, GE, Whirlpool, Maytag, Frigidaire, Cafe, Bosch, and more. Plus, get peace of mind with Art's exclusive warranty, giving you an extra year of protection on selected models free. Experience the difference with their parts and service department. Plus, their expert delivery and installation team will